You can hear 100% infill. Huge thing here. This is also on island. I mean, can you even see it 3D printed? Oh no, even play around. It's very nice. So we are in the lab. 40mm tube. Whoa. Be mine. All our different materials. How do you guys like this? I think we are live. Hello everyone. How's everyone? Thank you for being awesome. Isaac, Chewy, how are you? Bob, who else do we have? Mark and Draka. Scott is here. Edge of 3D. Zombie, how are you? Zombie, how was the stream yesterday? You had a stream with the next layer, I think, if I remember well. I hope it went very well. Mayhem83, how are you? Spoken True, NHTO, Just Make a Non-Fam, Sebastian. How's everyone? I'm doing very well, Chewy, thank you. Muse Incendium, Nordic Score, Dragger AZ, and Dynasty, thank you for being awesome. Great, great, great. I haven't finished taking my my breakfast, so I may eat a little bit at the same time. Zombie nailed it. Oh, great! I need to catch up on the live stream. I think it was in the in our awesome content channel on Discord, so I will catch up on this one. Hack Monkey, thank you for being awesome. Do you eat condensed milk again? No, I don't have. I eat this. I don't know if you guys know this. Twix. It's pretty good. Not the healthiest breakfast, but it's a quick breakfast. I didn't give him too many spoons. Right or left? I'm eating the left one. I will eat the right one later. I'm doing great today. It's my birthday. Oh, really? Oh, your birthday or your yeah, I don't know how to say this in English, but yeah, your fete. Nick can start streaming, eating. Yeah, I don't really like eating during live stream because you know the saliva build up and then I cannot speak very well. By the way, let me maybe drink a little bit. I'm feeling Taco Bell. Thank you for being awesome, Dragger. Okay, so today is, yeah, it's a bottle of water. 5 gallon, I don't know. It's in liter. 12 liter. 12 liter. I don't know how many gallon is that, but 12 liter. Birthday. Oh, there! Happy birthday, non-fam. Happy birthday. Actually, did you print anything for your birthday? What did you receive? New printer, new spool? What is gallon? I have no idea. I think it's how American people define volume, I think, or something like this, because I know their gas in America, they give a price per gallon. So I think it's have something to do with volume of liquid or something like this. Hey Peslis, how are you? You thirsty? I mean, we can share. I have enough. You just have to make exaggerated facial expression, and so this is so delicious. like the how do you say, mukbang. Do you guys know what is the mukbang? You know, where they eat a lot of stuff, make a lot of noise, play your 3D printed instrument. Yeah, joyeux anniversaire, non-femme. Happy birthday. So yeah, today I wrote it in the title, I think. Yes, we are going to review. I don't know. Have you seen the videos from Slant3D? Do you know Slant3D? Either as a 3D printing service or either as a YouTube channel. You may know them from different sides. Let me show you. Oh, I didn't share my screen. Entire screen. This one. Do you guys know this channel? Slant3D. 7,500 subscribers. He makes video about 3D printing, print farm, and he I think he posts every day, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much every day. And it's quite interesting. He make a lot of interesting video. And recently he posted some video related to 3D printing filament, and I thought this video were interesting. So yeah, maybe no, you don't want we talk about this? FDAF patch? Mukbang with tweaks. I want to say I have been printing with the ASA material. It was a breeze to work with and has a really great finish. Oh, thank you so much, Dynasty. Actually, PLA Pro and ASA is some of our highest review materials, or like they are the materials that people have the best experience with. So I'm very happy you also enjoy the experience with our ASA. You know, it has, I don't know if you noticed, but like it has like a little bit of a matte finish, and that makes it it makes it so smooth. So maybe that's the reason why people really like it. Don't give that dude any airtime. Really? Why? You don't like Slant3D? He's the one saying white filament is abrasive. Yeah, I think it's the same one. Yeah. I might be wrong, but I think he is. I don't 100% remember, but I would say at 80% certainty, he's the one that also said that white filament is abrasive, or at least the white filament he's using, I guess. Hey, Bryce from New Zealand 101, how are you? Not no good. Oh, the Three Heaven. I was thinking there's a lot of new name. Three Heaven, how are you? Thank you for the raid. Thank you so much. We just started, so I guess we started at the same time as you finished your stream. I hope you had a very good stream. I guess, let me guess, you continue designing your army. Is that correct? Or have you started another project? Well, I'm already far from, let me see here. Oh, he had to go lay down. Oh, okay. Got it. Where was I? Hey, Subsector 3D, how are you? Sorry, my head is going left and right because the live chat is on the left, and I'm trying to catch up on the right. That's why. I wish I could post the Pop Green ASA. Oh, did you receive the Pop Green? How do you like it, Chewy? Do you think, does it deserve the name Pop? Does it deserve it? Thank you, Ozen TV. Must be pretty late for you, no? Santiago, it's been a long time. Thank you for being awesome. I'm very curious what response Nick has to him. Yeah, I think, I mean, I can understand that Slant3D video I received in many different ways, right? Because he has a certain tone and he has a certain way of saying things, right? So I can understand. But if we only focus on the content and what he's saying, then we can filter a little bit some non-useful things, but there is some useful thing. There is a lot of useful information. We just have to remodel it a little bit to make it. Anyway, that's what I want to do today, because this video was really received in many different ways, I would say. And at first, I didn't want to talk about it, just because of the fact that it was received in so many different ways. But I thought, why not? Because I like this kind of videos, let's say. I think the PTG on your website needs to description updated. Oh, what's wrong with our PTG? Did I make something wrong? Polylight PTG. Polylight PTG is an affordable PTG filament with balanced mechanical properties and ease of printing. What is PTG? Blah, blah, blah. Drying setting, blah, blah, blah. Do I need to use? Yes, if you're looking for nice surface. No, if you're looking for strong durability. What do you want me to update, GK Tech? Yeah, let me know. I don't see anything particular, but I may not see it. Yeah, let me know what you are suggesting to update. No, he's just trying for. I don't know, Shui. I think it's some point of views. I received many messages, and one of my aunts sent me a meal, big Italian pudding. Oh, nice, very good. I hope you will continue receiving some meals. The 3 even had to go lay down, and yes, it's more army stuff. Okay, great. Yeah, I mean he has fun because he's making a lot of models, right? And now he's focusing on all of his army stuff, and I just love it. Like, he's really coming up with something really interesting about all of his army stuff. I love this one. I already talked. We already had a call about his army. Zombie, I hope you had a good talk about the MK4. I personally was surprised by the pricing point, and I haven't checked your live stream, so I don't know what kind of talk you had around it. But I think it's subject. It's a good topic. It's a good topic to discuss. I deeply apologize for posting that channel on the server. No, it's fine. I mean, we need a bit of everything, right? Slant3D is a different channel, right? And we need a bit of everything. If we are stuck with the same thing, then I don't know. I don't think it's an issue. I wonder how Polymaker prints on it. Oh, the MK4. Let's see. Subsector 3D, I'm good. That purple transition filament is amazing. A purple transition. Oh, you mean the color changing temperature? The temperature color changing? Did you get to try it? What did you print with it? A lot of people are printing some toys for bath, for the water temperature. I made a Polymaker scientist. You made a lot, Chewy. Pop colors are amazing. Okay, I want to make sure we chose the right name. I think these they pop a lot, in my opinion. Chewy, yes, it does. Okay, great. Chubo Freak, thank you for joining. Edge of 3D just did a whole printer in pop green. Oh, you did? Edge of 3D, you're so efficient. You and Sam are so efficient. You guys are printing so fast. Did you know that Scott already finished an RC plane for Rocky Murph? So we will be able, if you come to Edge of 3D booth, you will be able to see a RC plane, like a fully functional one, with lightweight PLA, yellow, if I remember well, bright yellow. Long time no see, but I had to come because of your birthday. Because of my birthday, or because of non-fan birthday? I want Pop ASA 2 now. NSTO, yeah, I will need to send it to you because it's not available in Taiwan, but I will need to send it to you. Thank you for being awesome, Nervous Pajama. You guys are going to sponsor me with a Prusa MK4 and a bunch of filament, right? Bryce, are you from New Zealand? Is that the NZ? Is that what it stands for? Do you know when Canada gets more stock? It's already coming. I don't know if you noticed, but there is more and more SKUs that are, suddenly in stock, and it's continuing. And we have 400 SKUs, and we have around 20 to 30 SKUs that are arriving every 2 weeks. So it's slowly. It has spoken true. It has started coming already. Look in general Discord. General Discord. Whoa! Did you Photoshop that, Chewy? You Photoshopped that, right? Are you lying to us? Because if that's a real picture, then it pops a lot. I should have called it Super Pop Green. Can see the black light. Oh yeah, I think our pop colors, not all of them. I think the green and the blue. I think the green and the blue react a little bit to black light, but it's not a neon color. But I think they react. Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe there is some black light. Oh yeah, good point. So it pops even more. Printing temperature, PLA plus ABS divided by 2, heat resistance, PLA percent, strength, PLA. Yeah. So what's the issue with that, GK Tech? You don't think PTG is defined by being in the middle of PLA and ABS? Sidetrack. Octo everywhere for Clipper is going official, and they are giving away a Prusa MK4. Show them some support if you could. Yeah, there you go. A small announcement from NSTO. If you want to win a MK4, then go and check out Octo everywhere for Clipper. Hey, Dusty Knuckle, thank you for being awesome. Jerry, I'm awesome. Okay, I'm getting behind. Maybe it's fine. I just misread the description. Oh, okay. Yeah, just let me know if you find anything. Just let me know, and I'll update. For detective, variety in the voices and perspective is important in any area. Glad to have varied opinion and experience to pull from. Yes, for detective, 100% agree. The color changing, I did a dragon. See. The math on how $5 becomes $20, $25 sounds plausible. Yeah, we're gonna check that. So it's here. We're gonna check that. I'm just trying to catch up first. A new Mercury one and pop green. Okay. Are you going to bring this one to Rocky Murph? Rocky Mountain Murph? I printed lightweight PLA glider. Oh, you also printed ones only? Oh, we're gonna have so many playing. Okay, from New Zealand. I don't think we have many people from New Zealand, Brice. So welcome in, representing New Zealand. You all need to add new to the newest one. Just saying. Yeah, I know Subsector 3D, and Subsector 3D. You are not the only one that has asked me this. So you're 100% right. I need to find a way to do that. And right now, the only way I have found is if I create a new product page that is like new release, and then I just copy paste the product in that product page. So that's most likely what I'm gonna do. And then I will, like, the product that are released in the last 3 months will be there, and then every now and then I just remove the one that are more than 3 months and add the new one, something like this. But I cannot do something automatic yet. But you're 100% right. I need to do something. Can see the black dye. Yes, 100% real, no edit. Yeah, I think it does. Oh, another. That's a pop printer now from Edge of 3D. Wow, that's awesome. I'm really happy you guys like this new pop series. I don't remember. We have pop blue, pop green, and pink, I think. Yeah, there you go. We have pop blue, pop pink, and pop green. And I think the green is the one that pops the most. Maybe the pink or the green. I think the green, then the pink, then the blue. But they're all amazing. They are all amazing, I think. It does seems to react just a little bit. Pop green, printer in general now. Yeah, just saw that. Lightweight PLA seems to clean up nice. Amazing color, other blue, and tonight. Yeah, they are nice. Thank you for your support, Chewy. Where do we find that giveaway? Octo Anywhere? Where? I'm not too sure. Maybe NSCHO can help with that. I got the thermochromatic filament. I've noticed the color fades away permanently with sunlight exposure. Now it's pink even in the fridge. The UV one? Is that the UV one or? I got the thermochromatic filament. I've noticed the color fade away permanently with sunlight exposure. With sunlight exposure, the thermochromatic. I actually have some there. You mean this one? This one, right? Because we are doing some tests with the UV one, because it seems that the UV one will lose its reactivity quite quickly under UV. But I didn't check the temperature one. Maybe we should do the same test. Like if you leave it for many cycles, then it slowly fade out. So, and I need to check that for the temperature changing, but I only check for the UV changing. It will be in the Fabrico booth. Okay. So if you guys go to Rocky Murph and you wanna see this, then it will be at the Fabrico booth, which I think is in front of our booth, I think, or next to it. I think, I don't remember exactly. You can add new to the image. Yeah. Let me think. Let me think. Yeah, I could, but it's more work. But because on Shopify, all the image have an alternative text that allows to display in certain ways. And then when I change an image, then I need to change all of this alt text. So it's I could. It's just more work. It's more work than just creating another product page with all the new release inside. And I printed a glider, not a plane. Oh, what's the difference? Oh, okay. So the glider has no motor and the plane has a motor. I guess that's the difference, right? Maybe he does not like in the left with the PTG. I'm not an English native speaker, but as far as I know, it's on the left, on the right. In the left? Sorry, I'm not sure. Oh, you mean in the PTG? Do I have a grammatical mistake in the PTG? PLA would be in the far left. ABS would be in the far right. Oh, so you mean it should be on instead of in? Yeah, I don't know if we have any grammar people here. Should it be in or should it be on? No, it's okay. I mean, I will just ask ChatGPT. It looks fast standing still in that green with all that pop. Maybe it was just my badge. I'm not sure. No, Santiago, I do think the reactivity of our temperature changing and UV changing are not very durable. We are testing that, but the UV it's sure already, but the temperature I don't know yet. Pop blue and lime one printing now for the Bell printer booth at Rocky Murph. Nice. We're gonna have a lot of pop color at Rocky Murph. This color would be amazing for tools, handles, and other things. You want to be easy to find. I may have to get some of the orange to replace the PLA green I've been using. Those colors would be amazing for tools, handles. Oh yeah. Then if you drop it in on the grass, for example, then super easy to find. In pop pink or pop blue, super easy to find. How about colorful PC? Ramres, you know what? To be honest, we did release more colors for PC, and it really didn't work. You see, we used to have only black and white for Polymax PC, and then we released gray, blue, and red, and it didn't work. Nobody buy. Nobody buy gray, blue, and red. So we'll definitely not release any more colors for Polymax PC. Like if these colors doesn't work, then I don't think any other would work. So that's the reason why we haven't released more. Chubo3, thank you for being awesome. All this talk of this pop filament, and I'm over here collecting all the muted color. Yeah, the muted color are the exact opposite, right? It's like a very grayish, well, muted, faded out color. But we don't have muted for the ASA though. I think the Polytera has, because the Polytera we cannot do pop color. It's very hard to do pop color with the Polytera PLA because of the formula. Any color you add will be slightly fade out, so it's not that bright. Tubos are awesome. Not the temperature changing one, the purple one. Okay, yeah, we'll have to test that, Santiago. What filament flex is less, ASA or Polymax PC? Polymax PC, I would say. We can check. Let me think. Yeah, I would say definitely Polymax PC. Let's see if I know my stuff. Let's see if I know my stuff. Polymax PC. Let's go. Young's Modulus, Polylight ASA, Polymax PC. And no, I don't know my stuff. How about the bending strength? Yeah, I know my stuff. Okay, so it depends how you define flexes. So Polymax PC will take much more stress before bending. However, Polylight ASA is intrinsically more rigid than Polymax PC. So this is the ratio stress to strain, and this is the absolute strength that it can take. Okay, so depending on how you define flex. So my guess is you're looking at the Young's modulus. So I would say Polylight ASA. Yeah, so yeah, it really depends on which one. And if we look at the bending modulus, then it should be similar to the Young's modulus. So ASA is also higher. So yeah, so I guess the answer is ASA, Zombie. Maybe the UV will kill the temperature changing pigment. That's possible. Straight across from Polymaker, we are all together in the center of that row. Okay, perfect. That's going to be a lot of awesome project there. Hey, Stephen Poole, how are you? I'm a Polymaker lover, but making Prusa caster and looking at protopasta. Actually, I've seen this word a lot, but I still don't know what it means. Prusa caster. How to design and 3D print an electric guitar? What? Oh, the Prusa caster is an electric guitar? Oh, cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so the Prusa caster is the name of the project to make a custom 3D printed guitar. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. And you are looking at protopasta to make your guitar? Okay. Yeah, nice. Yeah, great. Just Photoshop new on the picture of the product. Simple. Where was I? Just Photoshop new on the picture of the product sample. Sorry, I didn't understand, Teza. It should be on, but it's fine. Oh, okay. I will change that. Oh, I'm really late again. I will change this then. Thank you so much. Unless you're talking boxing, I'm all big slow. PLA would be on the far left and PG would be on the far right. Okay. I will change that. Sorry for that. I hit the color changing with a heat gun and it's still the same color. Yeah, I need to test that. I really need to test that. I think it's on the right side, right? Okay. Oh yeah, makes sense. Non-fam, makes sense. I have the gray Polymax PC. Yeah, I mean some people are buying, right? But the ratio is very small. Prusa caster, what's strong color? So Prusa caster, what's strong color? Oh, you mean, so you're looking for a nice color in a strong material? Well, I mean, you can go with ASA. I believe you could do. I don't know what the guy that made the Prusa caster. I don't know what material do they recommend, but ASA comes in some nice color and should be strong enough for this application, I believe. I don't know what are the material requirement, but and that's where we have the pop color as well, right? So yeah, I guess it's just too expensive for most people. Yeah, pop PTG, Chewy, everything in PTG. You should at least add Polymaker Teal for the Polymax PC, even if nobody buys it. Well, maybe not, right? I mean, can you imagine we need to add Teal to all of these? Like Copy A, PCPPT, PCABS, PCFR, Polymax PC, Polylite PC, PA12 CF, PA6, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I know it's our brand color, right? But I don't think that's a reason to release it in all our materials, to be honest. Tricky New Fly, how are you? Could you put together a color matching graph with product links? What I mean is, I like to have a red print, but a muted and silk and matte version would be nice to know what spool will match in color. Attila, we will have this very soon. Until then, we have not a super quality version, but we have this one with all our different colors. But we are working on a much better one because this one is not 100% accurate, and it can be used for what you said, but again, it's not accurate. We have updated all our hex code already, and NSTO has actually worked on a tool which we may update again our hex code. So it's optimizing small by small, but we are coming up with a tool very soon, Attila. The PC should be stiffer, ASA is more rigid. I'm confused. I mean, that's the data, right? ASA is crazy strong. It is. It's a guitar. Blah, blah. M is cool. How are you? My Soval seed plus it shipped. Oh, you bought a Soval, Zombie? Cool. Either that or I use PA12 for the core. We need to be careful with the nylon for a guitar because the guitar is on a constant stress. So you may have some creep issue if you go for nylon. Keep a time. I wonder if I can put a guinea pig on it. What are you talking about? Might as well just say, I just printed my finally complete new Ergo keyboard, chassis in black Polytera, and man, I like that filament. All hole sensors, so no contact to go bad in the switches, and a bunch of other features. Glad you make the matte filament because it just wouldn't look right with a glossy surface and paint wears off. Nice. Did you share that on our Discord? A picture of your, what does Ergo means? Ergo keyboard. Ergo keyboard. What's an Ergo keyboard? Oh, it's like a strange shape like this, huh? Oh yeah, because then your hand are like this, right? Like more natural to the body instead of like this, right? Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so like you buy a real keyboard and then you remove all the key and then you print a new platform and then you put back all the keys. Is that how it works? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah, I guess Polytera PLA, the charcoal black is a great color for that. Oh, yeah. Oh, you should try the draft PLA if you want to save a little bit of money. You can try the draft PLA. It's cheaper, and I think you will be happy with the finish. You should be very happy with the finish, and it uses 30% recycled waste filament. So it should be just some suggestion. Blue or orange ASA. Not strong enough. Use bucket of ASA. PTG revolution. I need Teal PA6CF. Liars. NSTO. Your TPU is just amazing value. I do think, depending on what TPU you use, right? If you're using TPU 90, depending on how good you are with printing TPU, it can be challenging. But the TPU 95 HF, it's definitely a good value. You cannot go wrong with this one. Thank you for being awesome, Just Mecca. Rainbow TPU. That product chart is sick. Yeah, and Lee, you are not prepared for what's coming. We are working on a web app. Someone from the community is helping to develop a web app, and you're gonna love it. You guys, everyone's gonna love that new web app. I'll get it on Discord once I finish the wiring. Okay, for detective, looking forward to seeing it. Don't let him know about custom keyboard. Oh, do we have a channels where we can? Let me see, because I have seen multiple people working on custom keyboard, right? Do we have any application for that? Custom printer, cosplay, Nerf blaster, no. RC drone, car, plane, lithopan, no. Tabletop games, no. Dev drag racer, no. Robotics, jewelry, audio, figurines, resin printing, music instrument. We don't have any channel for that. What would be a good channel for, like, maybe, because I see also a lot of people that are printing accessories for computers or even computer cases. Shall we have something like yeah, I don't know. I think we have some Discord moderator on the chat. What do you guys think of something like computer accessory or like computers? Maybe computers. Leave them on Void Star Lab Discord. Oh, you mean on that generic electronics, custom printers? We can take the keyboards. Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, if, like, for example, Fod Detected is working on that, and what if some other people are interested? You know, they are inspired by Fod Detected works, and you know, they want to do the same. Then maybe we need to have a platform for that, right? Anyway, maybe some ideas. We can think about adding an application for that, or we just redirect them to the VoidStar Discord, because apparently they have this on there. My hand are beat up pretty bad, and I tend to kill switches fast, so I had to design an entire keyboard and the switches and wire my own firmware from scratch. Ooh, I don't even know where to start to design a keyboard. Nice. I guess I'm pretty sure you learn a lot during that project. I can't shell out for Draft PLA yet, but I 100% want to try it. Cool. What a hero. I'm awesome. TPU-HF. Yes, TPU-HF is a great TPU. I look at that chart a lot. Yes, the Power BI is very, very useful. The new one is just better. It's an improvement of that. PCMR. I don't know what's that. PCMR. Park City Mountain Resort. PC Master Race. What's the meaning of PCR? The PC Master Race, sometimes referred to by its original phrasing as Glorious PC Master Race, internal meme, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what do you mean, just make up. Leave them on VoidStar, yes. Generic electronics, custom printers, we can take the keyboard, extra PC peripherals. They are healthy, ergonomic, handicapped. Custom project, yeah, custom project maybe a little bit broad. Bryce, I can be a cheeky little guy, but I usually love to drop hints. Might have to see if I can find a contact page sometime. I totally want to get into 3D printing. I have started designing and uploading to things already. Oh, you don't have 3D printer yet, Bryce? But you are 3D modeling. So you are a 3D modeler, but you don't have a 3D printer yet, right? Is that correct? If you stay too long on in our community, you're gonna end up with many printers. So be careful, Bryce. Be careful. We are going to influence you. Cover PC cases, speaker boxes, keyboard. Yeah, all of this type of project, Silverback. I'm thinking of maybe we should have something on our Discord for people that are doing this project. VoidStar has a whole section for it. Okay, Zach made custom keyboard. Do you send him filament? Really should. I don't think so. But Zombie, with our new what we discussed with the mods, I think yeah, I guess it will happen. Thank you for being awesome. Printed Vision, PC Master Race. Okay, should absolutely sponsor a bit of what Zach and VoidStar Lab is doing. He does excellent stuff. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a little bit familiar with what he does. Like, in my mind, Zach is a crazy scientist with a lot of colorful printed stuff in his lab, and with his eyes, augmented eyes, yeah, something like this. That's how I picture Zach. But I don't follow 100%, so I don't know if it's the right picture, but that's a little bit how I picture Zach. Amazon lost my polycarbonate today, so I ordered some more. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lee. Make sure to get a refund. If you haven't received, then make sure to make a refund, and then we will do our best to get the refund from Amazon. They mean PC are better, the Xbox and PlayStation. That's right. PC is better than Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah, exactly. Brice, just think about subsector 3D printing journey, right? Subsector spend a little bit too much time with the 3D printing community, and then boom, then I don't know how many printers already in the room, all the shelf full with printed models. That's the disease. That's the 3D printing community disease. We need to get him a printer. Yes. Actually, we have a great partner in New Zealand, Brice. You should check 3D printing solution from Australia, and they also deliver to New Zealand if you are interested. And by the way, you should share your things so that we share it now. Let's have a look at what you design, Brice. You can share your things link now. Let's have a look. You should reach out directly. I won't be able to meet his demand. His 1 hour of cursed filament was great. Oh yeah, I saw that one. You should reach out directly. I won't be able to meet his demand. Oh, okay, sure. He needs flood-proof filament. Oh yeah, I heard that story. Dry box or raster box. I'm up to 9 printers. Yeah, it's a disease. It's a disease. It's a virus. It has all the requirement. The 3D printing fever has all the requirement to be a virus, to be defined as a virus. In custom printer, we have a pin message that reads, warning, this channel will cost you money. Really? No, really? You have that? Pin message, let me see. Load. Oh, it's not loading, sorry. Internet issue. 3D printing solution. Yeah, 3D printing solution, Australia. You may need to add Australia on Google for the keyword to find it, but yeah, 3D printing solution. And actually, Matt from 3D printing solution is also on our Discord, and sometimes he's on our chat as well. Okay, there you go. We have the link here. Let's have a look. There you go. She got intoxicated by 3D printing and became an addict. You have now, how many are printing? 3D printing is more addictive than other substances. Yeah, I agree. Okay, I caught up with the chat. Nice. So let's have a look at, so what software are you using? So what is this? Monday 12 p.m. Oh, is that a time schedule? All time, all set, I go unless notified. This is great to print like a dual color. You know, you print the plate in one color, then you swap the color, and then you print all the text in a different color. Challenger Daddy Wazzy, the creator. Oh, Daddy Wazzy. Are you Daddy Wazzy? Is that, or did you participate to a contest with from Daddy Wazzy? What is this? Oh, the 3 Heaven. Nice. Oh, so you've been in Astro Canuck. Happy birthday. Nice. Yeah, what software are you using? Oh, Tinkercad. Okay. Did you learn that from the 3 Heaven? How to use Tinkercad? Twitch.tv. Oh, you have a Twitch as well. Nice. Yeah, so you will most likely end up with the 3D printer very soon, and you will be printing all of this yourself. Oh, there you go. Daddy Wazzy is here. There you go. I watch him a lot to learn stuff. Yeah. that's the beauty of all the content creator, right? They inspire a lot of people to get started. You know, open the Tinkercad and try some stuff, and then get a 3D printer and print your own creation. That's the beauty of 3D printing. Okay, so I caught up with the chat. Now, let's go and watch videos. So maybe there is 2 videos I want to watch. This one, filaments are too expensive, and filament sucks. that's the 2 one I wanna watch. Can you hear the 1 hour of introduction? That was my introduction, Zombie. Yeah, so can you hear? No sound. Okay, so it's the same problem as usual. So I need to do this. Yeah, StreamYard has changed this, and I really don't like it. Now I have to share. I have to share only the tab, and I think they should share the sound even if you share the whole screen. I don't know why they removed that. Okay, so now you should hear something.
There's about $5 of raw material in the spool. So why the heck does it cost $25?
Okay, so can you hear, right? Just to make sure. Loud and clear. Okay, great. So we're gonna watch this. It's a 5-minute video, so it should be fine. Water break. Yeah, hydrate. Always hydrate. So, you guys ready? Soon as song pays me to print. Yes, okay. Loud and clear, loud and clear. Great, perfect. Let's get started. So for those that are not used to, I will pause the video quite often, and then I will just comment on the video, right? That's how it works basically.
There's about $5 of raw material in the spool. So why the heck does it cost $25?
So he's gonna explain this later, because $5 worth of raw materials, you know, it's also depending on a lot of things, right? But we're gonna explain that after. But that's the idea of the video, right? Why 3D printing materials cost $20? I don't know why he say 25, because I think the market price is more towards 21, 22. But anyway, around there, right? Actually, let me put, because I will complain usually about the data. So let me show you. Let me actually show you the market price. Okay, like he said $25. What's the market price? Okay, for me the market price is $20. 20, and it's pushing down. You can see this $20. Here's 25, then 19, 21, 20, 25 here, 20, 20, 23, 20, 20, 22, 24, and then the more you go down, 19, and then the more you go down, the more it start to increase a little bit, right? So for me, it's not 25, definitely not 25. I would even say it's maybe 20, 21. Okay, if we really don't want to say 20, for me, I think it's 20, and it's pushing towards 20 anyway. So 25 is a bit of an extent. But what do you think? Do you what your PLA? Do you buy it usually 25, closer to 25, or closer to 20? What's actually, yeah, that's the problem. You cannot see my screen. You see, if I change that. I was showing this. Right? So 20, 25, 19, 20, 20, 25, 23, 24, 20, 20, 23, 20, 20, 22, 23, 19, 34, 20, 13, 21. So 20, 21, 22, 21. So I think 25 is a little bit of a stretch, I think, in my opinion. And also depending on where you are, right? But he's in the US, so we are talking about US price at the moment, right? Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, where was I? Attention, pas te noyer dans ton réseau. There are companies that sells it close to $5, but they sell it at loss. Thank you for being awesome, Gilcifer, and thank you for joining the stream. Too much hardcore gaming. We don't see it. No, can't see. Yeah, now you should be able to see it. I had Dolchin give up my 68. The numbers are what we don't see. Yes, there you go. $15 to $20. Okay, would be a price point for it. 3 kg rolls. 23 to 27. 45 to 120. Where are you based, Rem Race? I have a spreadsheet of all the filament I buy. My average is 17.6. Okay. Closer to 25 for Hack Monkey. I don't buy no-name junk. Okay. PLA tough. Oh yeah. It's if you go on that way, yes. I don't want to know what I have to pay. Creatrix. Hey, Creative, thank you for joining. And Rum Race. Oh, you're from Canada. Okay, yeah. If you're Canada, if it's Canadian dollar, then so that would be around 35 to around 100. So okay, so that would be more for modified PLA, right? If you buy 5 to 10 rolls on Shopify shops or AliExpress, you can get 9 to 12. Yes, not Polymaker, of course. Yes. Okay, so that would be the price point, right? So already you can see that we are starting on an assumption that is already kind of a stretch, right? And that's, you know, we have to be careful with that, right? Did we get 30 seconds into the video? 9 seconds. That's not too bad. We already 9 seconds, Zombie. Okay, let's continue.
So let me break this down for you. The cost of a spool of filament, the raw material cost, we're going to assume PETG or PLA and fairly low volumes of filament, basically on the amount of filament production that we have done in-house, where we only buy a few pallets of pellets at a time. So in order to make filament, you take raw injection molding pellets, and then you run them through a hot tube, an extruder, and it...
Okay, so 9 seconds, a new record. I mean, I want to comment properly, right? I want to give some good comments on that video. We have some nice discussion on that video, because this video is making people reacting. And when I see the comments below that video, I think it deserves attention. I think it deserves that we explain a little bit. So, did you notice something? He's talking about
buy a few pallets of pellets at a time. So in order to make filament,
you
take raw injection molding pellets, and then you run them.
Okay, you take raw injection molding pellet and you run it through an extruder. That's not the case in many filament manufacturers, right? It's important to understand whether the filament manufacturer is compounding their own formula or not. They are obviously not compounding their own filament. And something that people don't realize is filament manufacturers are not extruders, right? There is a difference between a company that is extruding, like an extruder company, and a company that is compounding and extruding, right? Making their filament. Do you get the difference? Like, it's like this. I buy the whatever PLA that already exists, and then it arrives to my factory and I just extrude, right? But it doesn't work this way for us and for many filament manufacturers. We buy a lot of different raw materials and additives, and then we make our filament. You know, we do some research, we make a formula, and then we make the filament, and then we extrude it after we compound our filament. We usually compound it in a dual screw, and then we repalletize everything, and then we extrude in a single screw, and then we have the filament, right? So that's already a lot that is missing from manufacturing filament. He is going to the super simple way of manufacturing filament. So that's one part that he's missing a lot of cost already, right? Sorry, let me just check. Let me off my team, otherwise you're gonna have a lot of ding 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 ding. Okay. Which companies have the ability to make their own formula? Probably not that many. Several ones don't even extrude it, but buy it from Yusu or whoever and put their own label on. Yeah. So we're talking about manufacturers, right? I'm not talking about brands, right? I'm talking about manufacturers. That's another thing that we need to distinguish: brands and manufacturers. There's definitely not as much manufacturers that you may think, right? Looking at the brands. I'm not even going to risk joining. Oh, do you want to join Zombie? Just let me know. I need access to your teams. Polymaker Canada inventory on fun stuff is behind. Professional plastic are top drawer. Yeah, Rum Race. That's true. All the fast movers are the thing that are moving fast, obviously, in Canada. So anyway, is that understood? The difference between an extruder and a compounder, and a difference between a manufacturer and a brand. Okay, because things are a bit mixed up here. Not tonight, grab someone else.
Through a hot
I already grabbed Slant3D.
tube, an extruder, and it turns into filament. It costs a few pennies worth of electricity in order to create a spool of filament. But then at the end, you have labor from a person pulling it off, and that's about it. It's
well, that's not about it, right? You also have all the accessories that you need to, how do you call that? How do you call that? When you buy a machine, and then it's supposed to last, let's say 10 years, and then you depreciate the value of the machine, something like this. How does that? Depreciation, accessory depreciation, or something like this. I mean, they are not cheap, the big machine. How do you call that? Yeah. Anyway, depreciation, amortize. Yeah, something like this. So this is also to come. And what else? So he said a few pennies of electricity. Yeah. Well, there is the water also, right? That we're using. I mean, there's a lot more. I think it's fine. It's super oversimplified, but it's important to understand that it's super oversimplified, right? And my worry is that people think that it's not oversimplified, and they will just think, oh, that's actually super easy, and it doesn't cost anything to extrude that. But that's not true, right? I mean, it's fine if you oversimplify, because in any case, it's it's hard to explain everything that goes into. But if he is talking about the few pennies of electricity, then there is a lot more that is costing more than the electricity, right? So anyway, and to be honest, in my opinion, making a video about the cost of filament is useless. Why is useless, right? Because it will either be super rough and super global to the point that it's not very useful, or you will have to dive into confidential and sensitive information. So obviously he cannot talk about the sensitive information on how much it costs, right? Like what are the actual costs behind the product? Otherwise it's confidential, right? So you are making a video where you cannot say the actual thing, and you can only say the things that are not very useful because you won't explain the actual thing. You get what I mean? So already the topic of the video is a little bit hard to deal with, right? Because anyway, you don't have the information. It's like I will talk about why our filament is $25. Then obviously, at the end of the video, you won't have any useful data, because I won't be able to say it, why this is 20, why this is 25, etc. So I think the video itself is already hard to make.
It's really quite.
Yeah, he's oversimplifying. You can only oversimplify anyway, and that's the thing.
Trivial. The spool itself can off, and that's about it. It's really quite trivial.
And the ton, I mean, I accept the video, etc. I personally don't really like the ton because it's like, it's very easy to make filament. We have been making filament for what, 10 years now? And to be honest, it's not that easy. I don't think it's easy. I don't know. I mean, maybe for him, because they also extrude, right? He's not someone that is talking about things that he doesn't know, right? He knows because he is making filament in-house. So he knows his stuff. But it really seems that it's much easier for them to extrude filament than it is for us. Because I don't think it's that easy, especially at a certain scale.
The spool itself can cost up to $1, and then the filament itself, those pellets, cost anywhere from $2 a pound, well, $1 a pound, to about $3 to $4 per pound, depending on what material it is. In the last year, PLA started to get really expensive because it's made by only one company, and it's kind of a proprietary blend. And it's in short supply because everybody keeps on printing stuff. Anyway, the raw materials basically come to about $5 for a spool of filament. For certain filaments, it can go up to $7 or $8 for the raw materials for the spool. So that's the economics of what it costs to make a spool of filament.
Yeah, again, here, nobody can say anything, right? Who is going to give the actual cost of their product? Nobody, right? So even me, I cannot comment here because I would have to, explain what's actually behind it. But yeah.
Now, the problem is, if you have something that costs $5 to...
Did I hear only made by one company? Yeah, also this is not, I mean, yes, I understand NatureWorks is making most of the PLA, but there is way more than NatureWorks, right?
Make. You have to follow the rule of threes. If you're making any piece of hardware at all, you have to...
Yeah, this part of the video, for me, I disagree. If you are here to explain the cost, you cannot use a theory, right? You cannot use, for example, the rule of three. I think the rule of three, is it a way is it a way for company to easily just increase their price? It's like why it's this price? It's because it's the rule. So that's what I was explaining. It's not his fault, right? It's because that's how it is. You cannot dive into all the sensitive information of how your company is working just to explain the price. It doesn't work this way. So he has to explain it without explaining it, right? So yeah, so the standard is that you have to multiply by 3 the cost and you will be around your MSRP, something like this. But each industry is very different. Consumables are very different. Do you really think ink for printers, 2D printers, do you really think the cost to make that, you just have to divide by 3 the cost of your cartridge for 2D printer? I don't think so. I think it is way over 3 times the cost for the cartridge for 2D printer, right? So the rule of 3, I don't know.
Follow the rule.
I thought the rules of 3 was I have to pay more than 3mm filament.
Rules of threes, which is however much it costs to make, you multiply that by 3, and that is the minimum price you have to sell it for in order to make a living.
And again, that's not a rule. That's maybe an average that people are doing. It's not a rule. It's everyone is calculating properly their cost and their margin, and it happened that if you take an average of all the company in the world, I don't even know where that 3 come from, to be honest, but if you count something like this, and then we notice that it's, yeah, in average people are in average it seems that the MSRP is 3 times the cost. But that's not a rule, right? That's not because the average is this, that if you create your product then you have to multiply by 3. Right, so that rule of 3, just forget about it, right? It has nothing to do.
So $5.
The rule of 3 is sell version of karma. The rule of 3 works for costing restaurant dishes. I don't know how well it works for manufacturing. it comes from profit margining. Yeah, I don't think it's an explanation that you should keep in mind. This rule of 3.
$3 multiplied by 3, you have to wholesale this for $15. That pays for your marketing. That pays you for your staff, your overhead.
Again, it depends on your staff. It depends on your marketing. It depends on so many things. So yeah, just forget about this rule of 3 for now.
The rent, the electricity, whatever it happens to be, all of that pretty much always gets caught by the rule of 3s. And it's the same if you're making a cell phone or if you're making a robot or a pair of glasses. Rule of 3s. That's the baseline of how to price something. Save that for if you're taking a product someday. Anyway.
By the way, I'm pretty sure the glasses don't follow at all the rule of 3.
Once you have the rule of 3s, okay, fine.
But I don't have data.
A filament manufacturer has to sell this spool for $15. But we bought this one off of Amazon. So what went wrong there and why does it cost $25? Well, now you're...
Sorry, let me finish.
Manufacturer has to sell this spool for $15. But we bought this one off of Amazon.
Hatchbox is the most expensive PLA you can get on Amazon. Regular PLA. So I think he's a little bit taking the extreme, right? So it's a bit of a pity because, I mean, it's an explanatory video. So I wish he would be a little bit more detailed and a little bit more, how to say, correct, right? So yeah, he's taking the extreme. And why I'm not a big fan of that is because a lot of people are going to think that $25 is what you need to pay for a regular PLA, which is not the case. It's more towards $20, like I show you. And for this, I have data, right? I show you all the top brands on Amazon. They're all $19.99, $18.99, $21.99, $20.99. They're definitely not. There is only one, which is Hatchbox. That is at $24.99 for a regular PLA. We have $24.99, but it's for our PLA Pro. Our regular PLA is $21.99 or $22.99. So we are above market price. We are, in average, we are $1 above market price for our regular PLA. We explained that for the value, but that's up to everyone. But I think he's really taking extreme, and that's a pity for me. When you get the chance, can you reply to my DM? Okay. On which platform? Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
So what went wrong there and why does it cost $25?
And nothing went wrong, by the way.
Well, now you're not just simply wholesale.
Do you chemically mix your palette? What do you mean by chemically? What do you mean by chemically mix your palette?
You don't have basic business expenses. You now have free shipping, which is not free. Amazon charges sellers several dollars for free shipping.
Yeah, and this is true. And this I want to highlight because a lot of people, I think, forget that the free shipping is not free, right? It means free shipping means the seller offer you the opportunity to pay shipping for you. So that's something because I had the customers that came to me and say, oh yeah. I had a customer that came to me and say, why you sell on your website with a shipping cost? Why you don't focus on Amazon because it's free shipping? Can you imagine? Like the customer came to me and say, you should focus on Amazon because it's free shipping. Then you don't have, because on our website we are below $75. You have to pay for shipping on our website, right? So he say, that doesn't make sense. You have to go on Amazon because it's free. So you see, so I like the fact that he is highlighting that, right? It's not free. It's the seller that offers to pay the shipping for you. Okay, so yeah, something that needs to be considered. Polyester is a mix of chemical. Example, polyester is a mix of chemical. Sorry, Phoenix Call, I don't understand. Do you do we polymerize our own polymer? If that's the question, then 100% no. There is only like 3 or 4 companies that polymerize that has the capability in the world. I mean, to being able to polymerize, you have to have a huge scale, like huge, and then it makes sense. And we don't have that scale. Even if they pay for Prime or pay for $3.99 for the shipping, the seller pays too. And if you ship it back to the seller, also pays that. Yeah, we pay whatever is called free on Amazon. It's basically, we pay it. Pretty much everything.
That has to be implemented in the cost of the product. And then they also charge warehousing, which is $1 to $2 per month per spool of filament if it's not turning over very quickly. So
$1 to $2 per month for the inventory. Yeah, I would have to check. Maybe it's correct.
So, because it's about, it's less than a cubic foot of volume, and you can check Amazon rates to see what it is. It's about 75 cents per cubic foot to store something. So about 35 to 50 cents to store a filament spool for a month in an Amazon warehouse.
Yeah, so far, all the Amazon stuff, he's 100% correct. And everyone can check that, by the way.
So you have $5 to $6 of logistical costs in.
This is not true. I think it's a little bit off. Sending 1 kg of filament by FBA is more expensive than that. So he may have some special pricing. I don't know, but we don't have the same. So I don't know if it works or blah, but we don't have the same.
Giving free shipping to people. That's still not $25 though.
It's a bit higher for us. I'm not saying he's completely off, but we're talking about dollars here, right? To reach the price, and we are a few dollars more.
Well, now you have actual Amazon marketing, where you have to pay about a quarter of the cost of a product, at least if you have good marketing conversion rates, in order to pay to get one of these sold. So that's another $5, and that is how.
And that's huge. If I have a 25% ACoS on my product, I would stop doing marketing. Again, that depends on your marketing strategy, but a 25% ACoS is huge. I would never. We don't have enough margin to do a 25% ACoS on the spool. So again, maybe he has the margin, so that's why he put 25% ACoS. But definitely, believe me, I think most of the company has no way they can have a 25% ACoS. Thank you for being awesome, Kenneth saying. Kenneth saying, Nick, you pay $0 per month for inventory in Amazon Canada because there's no inventory. Actually, you're wrong. We have a lot of excess inventory, but okay, I accept. Losing 201. Thank you for being awesome. Mark H, thank you for being awesome. Okay, let's continue.
How you
so he was talking about what was that? What if we do the addition again? I don't remember.
To the $25 final retail price for something that cost $5 to make. Hopefully that was a little bit insightful there.
So he said the cost was $5 to $6, right? And then what did he say? The cost was $5 to $6, and then yeah, I don't remember. Let's do the math.
$8 for the raw materials for the spool.
$8.
So that's the economics of what it costs to make a spool.
Okay, $8, and then he said we need to multiply by 3. So $8 times 3, that's 24. Oh, wait. Then that's okay.
Spool of filament. Now,
wait, I forgot. Let me go back.
The problem is.
So he said $8. From his calculation, is $8 for a spool.
If you have something that costs $5 to make.
No. You say $8.
So that's the economics of what it costs to make a spool of dollars for the raw. For spool of filament, for certain filaments, it can go up to $7 or $8 for the.
Oh, for certain filament. Okay.
Bucks for spool of filament and stuff. Anyway, the raw materials basically come to about $5 for spool of filament. For certain filaments, it can go up to $7 or $8 for the raw materials for the spool. So that's the economics of what it costs to make
Okay, 5 to 8, depending on the filament. 5 to 8.
a spool of filament. Now, the problem is,
Okay, and then he talked about that rule of 3. So 5 to 8. Let me record. Just to make sure, 5 to 8, and then multiply by 3, so 15 to 24. Okay, depending on the filament. Blah 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 blah. The rule of 3. Blah 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 blah.
so you have $5 to $6 of logistical cost.
$5 to $6. Again, for us it's a tiny bit more, but let's say $5 to $6. So we are at 20 to 29. So let's take 5. Let's take the lowest. 20 to 29.
In giving free shipping to people. That's still not $25 though.
Okay, that's 20 to 29.
Well, now you have actual Amazon marketing where you have to pay about a quarter of the cost of a product, at least if you have good marketing conversion rates, in order to pay to get one of these sold. So that's another $5. And that is how you come to the $25 final retail price.
Okay, and then you add another 5, so that's 25 to 34. Okay, so that's correct. So you have $5 to $8 of raw cost, plus you multiply by 3 for some reason, plus $5 of logistic and warehouse, and that's only FBA, right? He doesn't talk about the logistic and warehouse to send it to FBA and also to store it in your company, right? And then you add 25% ACOS on your advertisement, and then you arrive to 25. Okay.
For something that costs $5 to make. Hopefully that was a little bit insightful there. Filament is so expensive mainly because it's sold one spool at a time. So for us at Slant3D, we buy it pallets.
So is he saying you are undercharging for Polyterra? Well, yeah, that's what he's saying.
At the time, so we generally get wholesale rates.
Whatever is below $25, they are losing money. So all the product that I show you on the top of Amazon, then they are losing money.
For that kind of stuff, and when we produce it in-house,
but again, I think he is exaggerating his video a little bit to make it a bit more impactful, I think. So if you remove the index of exaggerating the video, let's put that index at 20%, then it goes back to 20.
Pure kind of functional cost rate of material of whatever the raw material cost was, plus the labor and the spool that goes into it. And we're not really getting rid of the spools, we reuse them. And that is what has been one of the real big enablers for how we've been able to mass produce parts reliably. Because
I make HDPE filament from wastewater bottle, but I don't have a moisture because I use anti-cake additive in the milling of the HDPE. Okay.
We're so close to the raw material cost of the beads themselves that the cost of a 3D printed part material and the cost of an injection molded part material are pretty much the same. So if you're making 100,000 pieces with 3D printing, the raw material costs are very close to the same as 100,000 parts injection molded, because we just have the injection molding machine squirting out along.
I'm not too sure for his business, but if I remember well, the material cost for a printing farm is a very low percentage. I think the biggest part of 3D printing farm, I think, is the labor. I don't remember. I think it's the labor. So, but I think we did a survey, but it was a few years ago. So I'm not sure if it's up to date. I might be wrong, but if I remember well, the cost of the filament doesn't take that much in printing service. I think the labor was the top one, and yeah, to be honest, I don't really remember, but somehow I do have a memory of the material cost was not that big. So whether you buy it at $25 or $15 doesn't change that much. It prints okay, but I don't have too many issues, but they can't compete on industrial. Race. I have this thing called the C-bean in sucks the water bottle and plastic. It's made for scrap. Oh yeah, I saw that. I think it was on our on our Discord. Never Pajama. So he buys cheaper quality based plastic and does a low fee product line to her or his parts cheap. Yeah, I think he's producing his own filament to lower the cost
of plastic. But hopefully that gave you some insights as to why filament costs what it does. Check out our other videos for other topics about 3D printing and specifically mass production 3D printing. We publish videos every Tuesday and Saturday about all types of different topics.
But then I don't understand why is filament so expensive. But he just explained the cost structure and he say it makes sense. It's $25. So why he say it's so expensive? Which part? Yeah, I don't understand. He say filament are so expensive, and then he just explained why it costs $25 and why it makes sense that it costs $25. Then why he say so expensive? So expensive according to what? Compared to what? I could not match the industrial production. Oh, for HDP, yeah, of course. Wonder if his filament is any better than GST 3D. I don't know.
Topics. Comment down below if there's anything else that you'd like to see, or give us a like and subscribe. Have a great day, everybody.
Okay, so that was the first video. You see, we finished it pretty quickly. So let's go to the second video. He is justifying why it is so expensive while the raw materials is so cheap. I think in response to people who say it should be cheaper. Okay. Yeah, but who does that? For example, Santiago. Who, for example, will complain this phone is too expensive because the raw material are expensive? I don't know. Anyway, that was the first video. Well, let's look at the second video. Why filament sucks? Present, share screen. There you go. Nice. We react to Hedgehogs Makes interview. Oh, that's a good idea. You mean I need to watch it? So if we want to watch it here, but I think it was 1 hour, right? So that's gonna translate into a 1-day stream. I complain everything is too expensive. Yeah, I mean the price, again, it's not 25, I think it's more towards 20, but and we will continue optimizing our cost. We will continue optimizing so that we can offer a more and more cost-effective product. Okay, and again, his price breakdown, to be honest, I think is very far from at least from our price breakdown. It's pretty much only the FBA would be the closest. The cost, the rule of 3 and the 25% ACOS is completely out of what we have. But again, that's on our side. He's talking about from his side, right? And I think he is generalizing a little bit too easily to other filament manufacturers. But that's okay. He's sharing his experience of manufacturing filament. I'm sharing our experience, and then people can have a good idea. I just want to balance a little bit the scale after his video, so that, and hopefully maybe some other manufacturer will also give their ideas, and then we will have many different point of view. It's important to have different point of views on that. Yeah, the price of filament has come way down. Yes. Okay. This guy does not remember the days where 0.2 kg was $50. Okay, let's start this video.
This is a little bit of a letter to filament manufacturers.
What does ladder means? This is a little bit of a ladder. This is a little bit of a ladder. This is a little bit of a ladder. What does ladder means? What is the correct way to use a ladder? Oh, this is a ladder? Ladder, or maybe 1D? No. Oh, letter. Oh, letter. Oh, it's a letter. Oh, letter. Really?
This is a little bit of a letter to.
Oh, letter. Sorry, my bad. I thought it was something else. Okay, so I guess I'm the perfect audience for this video. He wants filament manufacturers to watch this video. So I'm here. I'm watching. If you make a competitive PLA, I would need to find a chemical manufacturer who could process HDPE for pennies on the pound. I mean, if you're talking about polymerization, that's impossible, I think, right? If I understand well what you mean, Phoenix Corp.
Filament manufacturers to kind of get your act together. It's
Well, that's not very nice.
a wish list of improvement.
It he started. I mean, if he really want filament manufacturer to listen to the video, then I think he needs to be a little bit nicer. I think this is a letter for filament manufacturers to get your act together. Anyway, I will still be listening with an open mind.
So with that, let's get started. A couple weeks ago, we did a video about why filament costs what it does. And ultimately, the conclusion of that video is that filament is wildly overpriced.
But I don't understand why he says widely overpriced while he explained exactly why it is that price. I don't understand. Why is it widely overpriced? You made a whole video explaining why, and now you're asking why. You didn't explain why it's widely overpriced. You explained why it is that price. Or did I do understand? Have you ever wondered why 3D printing filament can be so expensive? In this video, we'll take a closer look at the factors that contribute to the high cost of 3D printing filament and explain why it's not as simple as just melting plastic. If you are interested in learning more about mass production 3D printing, be sure to check out our other video. Yeah, exactly. So you explained. So why are you complaining? I don't understand.
Costs what it does. And ultimately, the conclusion of that video is that filament is wildly overpriced.
No, the conclusion of the video is the price is correct. Well, help me here. Is that, I don't understand. Was the conclusion of the video we just watched that it was widely overpriced? Or was the conclusion of the video we just watched that the price was what it is because it is what it is? Nihilistic marketing is all the rage. He thinks people should work for free and equipment costs nothing. I mean, he explained. I'm not complaining about his explanation. I mean, like I said, his cost structure is different from ours, but that doesn't matter, right? What I do understand is he explained clearly why the price is this price. And he says overpriced. Then which part is overpriced? Is the 25% ACOS is overpriced? Is the logistic from Amazon overpriced? He didn't even talk about the commission on Amazon, by the way. Is the rule of three overpriced? Which part is overpriced? The mold is full, have to cost you a couple of dollars alone. We don't have a mold for spools anymore, because we use carbo spool. I don't understand too. Yeah, I don't understand. It was appropriately priced. Yeah, exactly. That's at least that's my conclusion on the video. he explained properly why it is $25. And now he is saying the conclusion was it was widely overpriced. I don't understand. I mean, he could have said, okay, there is the rule of 3, but the rule of 3 is too overpriced. We shouldn't multiply by 3, we should multiply by 2. And then I understand. Or he should have said, the logistic is $6, it's too expensive. We could do something like this, and then it's less expensive. Or 25% ACOS is too high. We should go down to 10% ACOS. But now he just explained properly. Well, I don't understand. The conclusion from the last video was we spent too much time watching it. The price is high. This is why. Basically, he's not complaining about the price. He's just saying it's expensive. Yeah, but expensive compared to what? If you can say these spools from this manufacturer is way too expensive because I found something that do the same thing for half the price. You can say that, but you cannot say all the filament are way too expensive. Compared to what? You can say filament are too expensive because it costs this to make, and even if the company wants to make a little bit of profit, it would still be way cheaper than that. But that's not what he's saying. So I don't understand. You cannot say something is expensive and not saying compared to what, right? Expensive is a comparative word, right? It's more expensive than what? It's an adjective, right? He's just looking at based on what they make as a byproduct of their need. It's not their primary focus or money maker, so his calculation don't need to be the same as filament manufacturer. Yeah, so can you imagine he's not even making money and he's already reaching $25. So I don't understand. Maybe justification for his overpriced filaments. If you discount the profit margin, then the price would. Injection spooling. Did he include any profit in the explanation? No. Well, he has this rule of 3 that he didn't really explain, but he said it's to make sure we pay our overhead and stuff. But he didn't talk about margin, about Amazon commission, about logistic to the FBA warehouse, etc. Compared to the wallet. It's too expensive compared to the wallet content. I don't know how much you use to pull filaments. To pull filament? You mean the force or the speed at which we pull filament? Running a Twitch channel is way too expensive. Shall we all email his company and try to place an order for their $5 per spool filament? He is original Zurno. He is. We can watch his other video, but he is thinking about making a much cheaper filament and selling it at cost. So just stay tuned. I don't know what's his cost, but if he's talking about cost, his $5 cost, because he say it costs around $5, then yeah, if he's doing it, then you can expect $5 per kg filament. So definitely stay tuned because he's considering selling filament at cost. These rules of 3 is about the overhead cost. Yeah. So the filament price has no profit, but it's overpriced. Yeah, maybe he's not explaining very well, and maybe he's taking some shortcut that I haven't followed. Where was I? Hey, Mr. Medic, how are you? With free shipping, yeah. The free shipping, he counted it, $5 to $6. The rules of 3 is about making profits. Okay, that's not how he explained it, but okay. Then we can all be angry because they won't have stock if they are just selling at cost. Well, maybe not. If they have enough stock, then if they sell well, then they just increase their production, or I don't know. $5 filament plus $15 shipping. Oh yeah, sorry. Most likely, I don't know if they will offer free shipping or not, but if they offer free shipping, then that's going to be $10. From his calculation, $10 per spool. Selling at cost, that sounds like a charity, not a business. Well, you have to watch his other video, but he has another business and he wants to do a side business where he will sell it at cost. That's how, and then make profit out of his other business. So yes, that business is a non-profit and the other business is profit. He did also mention that part of the cost problem is buying just single spool at a time, which did make sense. Yes. Yeah, if we are, but again, there is already 3 kg spool, 5 kg spool, 10 kg spool, and they are definitely not $25 per kg, right? So making this type of video, either, okay, you really want to make the buzz and you purposely take a little bit of a shortcut so that it appears a bit bigger. But to be honest, I don't think if you buy 10 kg of filament, I don't think it's going to be $25 per kg. If it costs you $3, then your price it at 3 times the cost to make your overhead. Yeah, but again, that's not a rule of Phoenix Core. I highly suggest, if you start a business, I highly suggest you calculate this instead of just multiply by 3. Can't say I share your concern on price. Your peers are Eason and Prusa meet your quality and price give you on 850 grams spool. You're nothing to apologize for, and making healthy money gives you R&D to deliver the demand. I mean, I do believe the pricing. I mean, think about this. Who define whether a price is too high or too low? It's the market. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with the cost. It has to do with the market. If the market decide this price is too expensive, they will let us know. They will stop buying. They will move to something else. It's all about the market. It's all about you guys. It's not about cost. The cost is up to each company. We will battle in order to fulfill market needs, right? But who define if it's expensive or cheap? That's the market. If the market start to empty all our warehouse, then it's too cheap, right? If you guys are not buying anything anymore, then it's too expensive. It's like stock, right? The stock are not based on cost calculation, rule of 3 or something like this. That's why saying something is expensive, then it's it's about the market. And right now the market is buying, the market is growing fast. So if the filament was too expensive, then why is the market growing fast? Does that mean it would grow faster? Does that mean the market is able to sustain a higher demand at the moment? It's all about this more than this type of calculation, at least in my opinion. Sell at cost and make it in volume. I run a non-profit business because I spend all the profit. R&D to improve products and create new products is also another cost that factors in. Yes. And again, we go back to filament manufacturers that are only extruding, and filament manufacturers that are compounding their own formula and then extruding. Inefficient for shipping. 10 kg spool will break my spool holder. Will break the printer. You put a 10 kg spool on top of your printer and smash your printer. That's why many brands prefer 5 kg to 10 kg. That's the same. Whether we choose 1 kg, 3 kg, 5 kg, or 10 kg, it's not about us or the price. It's about the market. Why the market is widely buying 1 kg if they prefer 3 kg or more? We sell 3 kg, we sell 5 kg in black, white, gray, blue, red, green, I think, and teal. Why are we selling hundreds and hundreds times more 1 kg than this one? Why? If the 1 kg is not the right, because he's going to talk about this here. But we're going to talk about this. Like I posed the video a bit early, but we're going to talk about this. This make you cover your operation cost and get the profit. Yes. I need a pipe of filament coming into my house. No shipping cost. Just put the filament on your end of the pipe. I make profit on every roll I've bought from Polymaker except Polywood, which was just for fun. Yeah. Polywood, for example, is a good example of a product that the price is too high. Unfortunately, we cannot make it lower at the moment because of our cost. So that's a great example. Polywood, it's not a popular material because it's too expensive. So we have to lower the price. The problem is we still haven't found a way to make it lower. So that's a good example. Rum race. Polywood is a good example of an overprice because the market is not accepting the price of Polywood. Something only worth what someone is going to pay. Yes, exactly, subsector 3D. Exactly. And that's the hard part of defining the price. It's to estimate what the market would value, how the market would value the product. It's like your time, right? Like if it take 1 hour for you to build something, how much are you going to sell that something? Are you going to calculate the raw material that takes to build that? Or are you going to value your time? Or are you going to sell it to the price that the customers is going to value? Like, for example, I build this, and then, my cost calculation with my time, let's say $5. But I know the people that wants to buy this, they really want it. It's part of a big project. It's very valuable, and they would pay $100 for that. Then I would definitely sell it between $100 and $20 and $5. Anyway, we're going into more business stuff, but okay, here's something you may not see. Protopasta makes most filaments seem like great deal. Multipliers in manufacturing are all very realistic. Outside fashion and jewelry, supplies and demand. Yeah, supplies and demand. That's some known theory, right? If price matters that much, Starbucks wouldn't exist. Yeah, it's how you value. It's how you value the product. Also Apple, but it's also about the cost of manufacture. But a lot of people are willing to pay $5-7 for a fancy cup of coffee. Very much so, but a couple of millions of aluminum ingots. Pricing was terrifying. I blame Loyal for all the sales. He shows you filament and want it all, and I want it all. Oh, I hope you guys had I think Loyal has his anniversary during the night, my night, right? Yesterday night. So I hope it was a lot of fun. Unpause the video, please. This will give me nightmare. Let me finish with variety of color. We like a variety of colors, and it takes a bit to get through 3 kg sometimes. I hang 3 kg on the side of a Voron. Are you on the public relations side of the business? What are you on the public relations side of the business? Oh, you mean PR? No, I'm a business manager. I run the online business in North America. Loyal was a riot last night. Fell asleep giggling. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a lot of fun yesterday. If I print a bunch of Flexi T-Rex and sell for $5 to $6, I would be working to replace the stock and losing dollar. If I sell 10 to 15, I make more dollar and less work to restock. Yeah, for example, Successor 3D, you just had experience in selling 3D printing stuff, right? And I think it's more about how much people would pay this instead of doing your calculation. And I think you do your calculation just to make sure you don't lose money. But what you want is to put the price that people would pay for. And I hope it went very well, by the way. I believe you had a show where you sell 3D print. 1 kg is the smallest amount you can buy because Maker 500 is the right size, and there's no 500 most of the time. So 1 kg is the best next thing. Customers want to buy 1 kg. Brands want to sell 5 to 10 rolls with better price only. I have an average of 30 to 50% humidity here. 10 kg would take me 5 years to use. I mean, he's going to talk about his view on the best size. I don't have a problem with your firm product. It's reasonably priced. Yeah, I mean, most of our product, I think, are good price. I think we have to work a little bit on our PA12 CF, our polywoods, and polysmooth. These products are the one that come to my mind where we are working on optimizing the cost, because the final price, it's still a little bit too much for the value of the product. But except from these, on top of my mind, I think the other one are pretty fairly priced, I think. Before meeting Polymaker 3D, I thought they just made good plastic. I had no idea they had nice people plug it at grassroots. Well, every company is about people, right? Rum Race, all companies behind there is people. There is people working and, you know, coming out with some ideas. And depending on where you stand on your work and effort, humidity right now 46. Good discussion going to run. If I win, you know where to find me. Thank you, Zombie. Thank you for joining. Have a good stream if you're going to stream. Actually, we take all that back and we want 50 off everything. 75 for me, of course, all HDL. Downloading Neuro Spicy video now, even though it's a member-only stream, will cut the spicy bits. I don't know what's that video. Catching up, I'm working, looking. Let me know when we can catch up. Yes, Distant Medic, yes. I can explain the idea of marketing over cost, not during the open meeting. Thank you, Mark H. He gave away 33 Polymaker spools and I won none. Really? You didn't win anything yesterday? And there is no print race tomorrow, so I need to have luck here where I'm awesome. If you have time, I would like to talk to you about this matter further. Okay, Phoenix call. Which matter? The marketing one? Okay. Thank you, Nawaz Abdullah. Have a very good one. I'd love to see Polymaker ASA come down in price and get more colors. I'd like to see more of it. ASA, I think ASA is fairly priced. We could try to work on a few more dollars off. But yeah, ASA and ABS, you would have to go to ABS if you really want to come down in price. But yeah, I mean, in any case, every product, we try to make our best to optimize cost so that we can offer more and more cost-effective solutions. Like, for example, I really like our draft PLA, I think. Matt, have a very good night. Oh, sorry, I'm too far. Oh, no, I'm not too far. Breaking news, Mark the Builder is awesome. Builders Mark. So can we get rid of the YouTube guy with the funny green? Okay, so let's go. I just caught up on everything. So let's continue our video.
It is a commodity. The raw material that goes into a spool of filament does not cost that much. Admittedly.
But that much what? He say it cost $5 to $8. That's it. There's not that much.
PLA.
Who say it costs more?
PLA is very expensive. PLA is a very expensive material.
Expensive compared to what? This video is starting to trigger me a little bit, because not because of what he say about filament, but because of the fact that I don't understand the logic. That's the thing.
Because it's a new material. It's a patented material. It is a material that a company has to make back all the effort and development they've done. I'm fine with that. PETG is a commodity. It costs pennies on the dollar of what it is sold as a spool. That is ridiculous. That or ABS or nylon or any of the other commoditized materials costs anything more than $20 a spool. Now, I understand.
I would really like to see how he can make a nylon cost $20. I should say a nylon that prints costs $20. Fun student quote of the week. Whoa, this is really nice filament. After having them try Polymax for their final senior project. Polymax PLA, nice. There would be try to ask them to break it, and then maybe you will have another quote of the week, which is, whoa, this filament is very ductile. I mean, if they understand what ductile means, ductility. Maybe it's a good material to learn about ductility. What are the difference between rigidity and ductility? It's a good material. I feel Polymax should be in 1 kg for the same price, but that's just what I feel. I have no idea how much more expensive it is to add the nano reinforced magic. Polymax PLA, actually, I don't know if you noticed, Santiago, but Polymax PLA has went down in price a lot in the last 3 years. So we are reaching, I think it was $39.99, $34.99, $32.99, and now it's $29.99. So it almost lower by $33.99 by 10. Yeah, by $10 in 3 years.
Why this exists? Filament is sold to individuals, to hobbyists. Hobbyists pay through the nose for whatever promotes their hobby. A vial of acrylic paint costs $5 for some reason, even though there's 2 cents of stuff inside of there. That's okay. I understand that. But here's the problem. If you are not able to make the filament more affordably, you have a problem.
You see the part that, this is the part that makes the video for me, he's talking to us, right? Filament manufacturers. And I think he's not being very nice to us, right? I understand he has some ideas, and that's why I'm watching the video. I mean, I already watched these 2 videos and I even shared it. But I think there is an approach, right? If you want a constructive feedback to someone, you don't start by saying that this someone sucked, right? And then you ask and then you ask him to do some stuff better.
If you are not able to make the filament more affordably, you have a problem, and you are not a very good manufacturer, and you need to improve that.
I mean, that hurts, right? That hurts when when we watch this.
3D printing is becoming a mass production technology, and the cost of filament is holding that back and making it harder, because injection molding is able to get raw material for pennies, and for some reason running that raw material through a hot tube and turning it into a line suddenly makes it tens of dollars a pound.
But this is what I don't understand. He explained himself. He's the one that said that running the filament into a hot tube costs $25 because of this, and this. And now he is the one that is saying that he doesn't understand why running the filament through a hot tube costs $25. That's the logic that I don't understand. There's no logic there. Why are we watching this? Because it's a video to filament manufacturer. So I'm watching the video and I want to comment on what he's saying. What is good, what is not good, what are the things we are going to take and try to improve, what are the things that we don't understand. And hopefully he can follow up on that so that, he can give better constructive feedback. Because the idea is to make the industry better, right? And I'm happy he make a video to improve that. And, so far, I haven't seen anything particularly useful for us, but there is still 10 minutes in the video. And hopefully we'll find some action point that we can work on.
And that's ridiculous.
But right now it's all about bashing us, I think. So we'll go through that.
So the cost of filament really needs to get a handle on that, and people really need to get used to that idea, because it's going to start getting cheaper and it's going to be forced to do that.
And that's how, I don't know if he's late to the party, but filament getting cheaper has started 5 years ago, right? It's not, there's nothing new there. If you look at the average price filament, it's like this. It's a little bit going up and down because of the Q4, but otherwise it's. So I don't know why there's nothing new, right? The price of the filament has always went down,
one way or another. So you might as well get ahead of it right now and widen your margins as much as possible so that they can decline over time, because you are already producing a commodity. And
what does commodity means, by the way? Commodity, raw materials or primary agricultural product that can be bought or sold, such as copper or coffee. A useful or valuable thing, such as water or time. Water is a precious commodity. Yeah, filament are pretty precious, right? So I agree. Filament is a precious commodity.
And there is not enough brand power out there for filament to keep most of y'all protected. Now, the other issue here is color, because none of you guys can do it very well. Filament manufacturing.
Yeah, his approach to make filament manufacturer listen to him is very debatable, in my opinion. I think there is better ways to communicate with filament manufacturers so that we can work out together a solution.
Of color is absolutely horrible.
He's using commodity to mean widely available, implying it should be cheap. Oh, okay, got it. Well, I wish filament was widely available, but unfortunately our industry is tiny, and tiny as that tiny, and a few percentage of that tiny.
There are
That's how we are in the world.
staggeringly few filament manufacturers that are able to consistently produce the exact same color between batches of filament. They can make 100 spools. They're pretty much all identical. But as soon as they turn that machine off and then turn it back on and dump in new beads, all that color disappears. We use thousands of kilograms of material per year in our print farms here at Slant3D. We have very, very few manufacturers who can consistently give us the same color black. All the rest of them had blue in the extruder before, so the new black that they produce has a tinge of blue in it, and you won't notice because you're not using a pallet of filament in a week.
By the way, that's not, at least for us, that's not where the color consistency comes from. We all purge our filament. I doubt there is any filament manufacturers that don't purge the filament between colors. But it comes down to other part of the manufacturers that will make the color inconsistent, and that we have to monitor as a quality control. But not purging the filament, is there really manufacturers that just run? Well, maybe there is, but hopefully that's not most of them. Being tiny is great. It means there is a ton of room to grow. Yes, Santiago, exactly. I agree. 3D Printbusters, he doesn't want manufacturer to listen. He's joke announcer doing this for attention. I mean, there's a little bit of that, right? But hopefully there is also some constructive feedback that we can use, right? Because I watched this video and I think there is some parts that are interesting outside of the rest.
How would you care or notice? Oh, well, we do. And yeah, the hobbyist doesn't care. So of course you don't care about us. We don't use enough filament compared to all the hobbyists.
By the way, I think his idea is that we are selling more to hobbyists than professional. I don't know in his case, but I don't think professional are that small, right? I don't think professional are so small that we don't consider them. I wouldn't say so.
Hobbyist? Okay, fine. But it's not going to be sustainable. And the fact that you're not able to, again, is a manufacturing deficiency that is just ridiculous. Come on. To make a consistent color, every other manufacturing process on Earth is able to do that. And yet, for some reason, filament can't. The other thing, size, spool size. For some reason, everybody's agreed that 2.2 pounds or 1 kilogram is the perfect size. I don't know why. I wasn't at the meeting. I think this is the spool that everybody found. And 1 kilogram sounded good and is a lot better than 1 pound because 1 pound is useless. But it's a stupid format. You want to make this more efficient? Just go to a 3 to 4 kilograms.
I wasn't in the meeting where, they decide 3 to 4 kilogram was the best. But, I think his argument is the same, right? Whatever size you take, nobody was at the meeting where they chose the size, right? He said he was not at the meeting where we choose 1 kg, but I was not either at the meeting where they choose 3 to 4 kg, right? I could also say he found a spool of 3 to 4 kg. Why we didn't go for 3.25 kg, or why we didn't go for 1.17567 gram? If you make a video like this, it would be great to have data, in my opinion. And right now, the data is people are buying way more 1 kg than any other. And okay, you can say, yeah, but because 1 kg has more colors, right? But even black and white, we have a lot of manufacturers that prefer buying 1 kg black. They only buy black instead of buying our 3 kg and 5 kg because it's more convenient. So we need data, right? We cannot say 1 kg is, you know, I was not at the meeting where 1 kg, blah, 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 and it's a stupid decision to take 1 kg and not have any data and just coming up with another number, which is 3 to 4 kg without any data. Then that doesn't change, right? It's still a random, numbers. Oh, do you agree with that one? Yeah, exactly. Why we don't use 3.1415? Why pi kg? We should have a spool of pi kg. Why we don't use that? If we use, sorry, where was I? Polymer I did in powder coated poles for the Vancouver rail line before Polymaker made filament. Pigment costs are like spice. I have worked recycling plastic. We used to have to purge the system every day. Yes. Proud to say poles and fixture have stood up well too. Oh, nice, over time. Because cost of shipping. Yeah, but then why we don't ship 100 kg spool or 1 ton spool? It would be cheaper, right? If he used so much filament, he should invest in the equipment and make his own. Yeah, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about making his own filament and selling them. And most likely it won't be on a 1 kg spool, I assume. It would be on a 3 or 4 kg spool. I wonder who his supplier are for the stuff he has problem with colors. I don't know, but apparently he found a few suppliers that doesn't have the color problem. Needs to stop buying colors of Amazon, shipping cost per pound. Sure, I see 4 kg on an Ender 3 with the spool at the top. No, they aren't. In fabric manufacturer, the yarn changes every single batch. There are 500 gram and 750 gram spool out there too. Yeah, there's many different one, and 1 kg was just the one that took off. The 750 gram is the one that took off at the beginning in Europe, but it looks like they are slowly. It's all about the market. The market is going to define what they want. And for some reason, it seems to be around the 1 kg, maybe because it's a round number and it's easy to calculate, price per kg. Maybe that's the reason. Several manufacturers have mentioned that the spools are pre-existing, like welding wire spools. Polypi is just complaining about buying with an honorable company at bulk. Why don't you use square spools? I wasn't at the meeting. I also like the joke of I wasn't at the meeting. 3 kg rolls of ASA, 50 off, what a deal. We did have that before, because we don't all have the round pancake printer. That's why we don't have pi kg. Blah, blah, blah. 100 kg spool, confirm then. Yeah, let's go. It doesn't even go through the door. Can you imagine the cost of shipping tons of filament in different colors? His color matching complaint doesn't make sense. I've used reputable models paint and they all have lot numbers. Yeah. Not big on the 750 spools. I'd rather pay extra for the 1 kg. Yeah, everything plus ultra. That's the market choice, right? The market don't need to justify themselves. Only the company needs to justify. If the market choose 1 kg, I'm never going to ask any question. You guys need 1 kg, I'm going to produce 1 kg. But if I go and produce 2 kg, you guys can ask me what's the reason, and I need to justify myself. But the market don't. The market has chosen 1 kg. I don't ask question. He is choosing 3 and 4 kg. That I ask question. What's the reason why he go for 3 or 4 kg? I watched this video, and like most of his video, don't buy 3D printer, make money video. 3D. What is this new color I hear about polylight, soil and green? No, it's just some joke, I think, from someone that decided to Photoshop one of our product. Maybe someone said he was charging too much for his product, so he made this video blaming the cost of the material. I don't know, maybe. Nicholas can be screeched in. He can kiss the Mechadec logo. Well, kiss the Mechadec logo. Kiss the Mechadec logo. But I don't know what screech means. Okay, send me 10 kg and I can resport into tin 1 kg with a rule of 3 markup. Okay, so let's continue.
That everybody found. And 1 kilogram sounded good and is a lot better than 1 pound because 1 pound is useless. But it's a stupid format. You want to make this more efficient? Just go to a 3 to 4.
So why? I mean, we are in Printbusters. It's not new, right? In every video, I ask why. Because that's the thing I want to understand. Why it's a stupid idea to choose 1 kg. Why it's a good idea to choose 4 kg. Why?
Kilogram spool and make this a common thing because a lot of 3D printer farms most definitely want less changeover so that there are few.
But farms is so tiny compared to other businesses. So why we should standardize around farms?
Fewer opportunities for things to go wrong. And you know what? I bet you can get them cheaper per kilogram than the 1 kilogram spools.
Yeah, but even if I make 10 kg or 20 kg, it's going to be cheaper per kilogram. But that's not a reason, right? Phoenix Call. More for reducing costs. Yeah, but why 3, why 4? Why not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, blah, blah, blah. Why? He's speaking for the farm. It's about the farms. Yeah, but we cannot generalize, right? I mean, you guys, do you want 4 kg spools? Will you buy 4 kg spools? 4 kg spool of silk purple? I mean, yeah, go ahead. Why not? But I don't know. Yeah, weight to cost ratio. Yes. But 10 kg would have a better weight to cost ratio. 20 kg would have a better weight to cost ratio. If you go too high, maybe you start to go worse, but why 3 and 4 kg? We have 4 machine farms, 2 machine each. 4 kg would break my spool holder. I need 1 ton spool of PLA Pro. You're gonna have a truck arriving to your house, Mr. Rick. 4 kg of silk purple. Yes, please.
It costs like $1, but the ones that are in low use, I'll bet you guys can get a hold of a lot easier. So there's a tip for you. And the shipping is.
Wait. What was the tip? What was the tip for us?
Fewer opportunities for things to go wrong. And you know what? I bet you can get them cheaper per kilogram than the 1 kilogram spools that cost like $1. But the ones that are in low use, I'll bet you guys can get a hold of a lot easier. So there's a tip for you.
Yeah, not a very useful tip, but thank you. We are already making 3 kg and 5 kg, by the way.
Which is an easy thing to do to make some more money while also moving more material and giving the customer.
Yeah, why nobody buys our 3 kg and 5 kg as much as our 1 kg? Now here's the data. Here's the data. Why we have 3 kg and 5 kg, right? Let me go and show you. Let me show you. Spoilite PLA, 3 kg. We have 3 kg, black, white, gray, red, blue. I think we have some other, but maybe they're out of stock. I think we have green, out of stock. And then 5 kg, we have white, black, and I think gray, but I haven't put it on the website. This gray should be also, yeah, buy with Prime. You can buy it from Amazon. Why there is still much more people that buy 1 kg? If 3 kg should be the standard, do I need to go against the market? Do I need to cancel all the 1 kg and only offer 3 kg and go against what the market wants? I don't think so. So where is the data that shows that the market wants 3 kg? Where is the data? I'm a consumer. I use up a 1 kg of a certain color in anywhere from 4 months to forever. That's because we don't mass manufacture. So I found the Field Museum in Chicago who have done work for and said wire. And he said wire. No, if you want to make money. Yeah, I mean, I want, at the end of the day, I want to sell the product, right? At the end of the day, I want to produce a product that people will buy. And if people don't buy 3 kg and they buy 1 kg, then I'm gonna produce 1 kg. But he's saying 1 kg is a stupid idea. But according to who? If it's a stupid idea for him, then okay, fair enough. That's his point of view. But he's talking to filament manufacturer. Filament manufacturers are going to listen to the market or people that are representing the market. But is he representing the market? Is he speaking for the market when he's saying that 1 kg is a stupid idea and we should move everything to 3 and 4 kg? I don't know. Small percentage will ever buy more than 1 kg, the print farm, etc. Yeah, I do agree that print farms, some of them prefer bigger spool. And that's the reason why we have bigger spool, right? Depending on the segment, they have different needs. And I believe we have the answer to this segment, right? So what I don't understand, what is the tip for us? I don't understand what is the tip for us. We already have 3 kg, 5 kg, and most of the company has big spools. And if they don't have big spools, then they don't focus on his market. But we cannot force them to focus on his market, right? If they don't want to focus on print farm, they don't want. That's not their market. But there is filament manufacturers that has solution for his market. So I'm not too sure. Well, actually, on these factors, I think there is nothing very useful for us as of now.
Customer, better price. It helps everybody. Change the format, change the size. Pick a size that makes sense rather than the size that everyone is using.
No. No and yes. Yes, pick a size that makes sense. No, your size doesn't make sense.
1 kilogram is not very useful. The hobbyist who wants to mess with colors wants less than half a kilogram.
We made half a kilogram. Do you know what is the biggest complaint? Is that we don't make a kilogram. So we need market data. If he doesn't have market data, I think the video is not as useful as I thought it would be. Because we have all of that. It's been 10 years we are selling filament, right? We sold 500 grams. We sold 300 grams. We sold down to 200 grams. We sold 50 gram sample. We sold 750 grams for quite some time, even now. We sold 1 kg. We sold 1.3, 1.5, 2 kg, 3 kg, 8 kg, 10 kg, and 20 kg, the master spool to some of the company. I mean, and we have data. We know what people like, what people don't like, or at least we believe we know. Maybe we know wrong, but if he's not coming with data, it's very hard for us. I'm happy to listen, but if he cannot convince, the goal is to convince, and you cannot convince without data. You cannot convince a manufacturer to change their way of doing just because it will make you happy. You can convince the manufacturers by presenting data. Production 2 to 3 kg. I can give you my view. For example, if he come to us as a printer farm customers, and he's telling us, we would like more colors in bigger spools because our print farm produce many different type of color, and you only have black, white, gray, blue, red, green, and we would like pink and brown. Okay, that's the data from an actual customer that is requesting something to us. That's useful, right? But now his video is, he would like all the filament manufacturer to listen to him because he knows the market, which is fine. But obviously, to be convinced, we would need a bit more than, talking, maybe some data or something. Have a very good night, Nervous Pajama. If I give you a workable solution to improve your profit, would it be worth it for you? Yeah, of course. But I mean, you would have access. You would need to have access to all our data, right? Otherwise, it would be very hard for you to to know how to optimize our way of doing if you don't have access to all our data. Okay, let's continue.
Everybody else wants more because they want to print a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, again, we shouldn't use this word. He shouldn't say everybody else if nobody is following, right? He can say all the print farm wants, okay, because maybe he's generalizing his experience. But generalizing his experience to all the different segments, I think is too much.
Why would they want 1 kilogram? Okay, this one is the one that really gets me. This one is absolutely ridiculous. End ties. So, right here. You see that? You see that kink right there? That is the tie-off point at the core of the spool. Because everybody knows that when you get to the end of the spool, you don't want the spool to run out cleanly and then run into your filament sensor. No, you want a dog leg at the end of it so it can't possibly make it through your runout sensor. So the machine, it jams because you have a built-in jam in your spool of filament. That's what you pay 25 bucks a spool for, right? The kink at the end. So guys, here's the thing. This is ridiculous. And everybody else, you know why this occurs?
Most of the spool, I mean, can you see? Let me show you. Because again, he is generalizing. But let me just show you. Am I going to sacrifice a spool again to show you, or can I sacrifice not a full spool of dark gray ABS? Where is the? I want to show you, but the problem is I don't know if I can show you. Look at the spool. I think this is the. Here is the end of the filament, but you cannot see. How am I going to show you this? How am I going to show you this? Because I think we did that before. We did this, what he's talking about, we did that before. But that changed, right? And I think a lot of manufacturers has changed already. So that's why, I don't know, maybe he is talking about a few years ago, but let me show you how we do now. Can you, how can I, give me a second, I will find a way. Maybe, like, can you see? Yeah, can you see? Oh, yeah, perfect. You see? Can you see here? Can you see? There is no kink, right? It's straight. And at the end of the spool, it just very nicely just go. I mean, there is no, how he call it, kink. There's no kink. You see there? Why? Because the customers has came to us for what he say. So what he say is a great feedback. But we knew that for quite a long time. I don't know if there is anything new, but it's a great feedback. And that's what I'm looking for in the video. I'm looking about this type of feedback which we can make action point. For this one, we already changed that, I think, a year or 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So we stopped doing this, and now we have a new way of putting it. The way he's doing, I don't think is very efficient, but I guess it depends on your process. I don't see any kinks. Yeah, there is no kink. We used to have that, so don't get me wrong. What he's saying is true. We used to have that. But we don't have this anymore because of people that complain about this. So we stopped doing that. We stopped doing that, and actually we had the same problem in-house. We realized that when we finished a spool, then it was not very very good to have that kink. So yeah. Most other have kinks at the end with the plastic spools. Yeah, for example, I think the plastic spool, depending on which one, we used to have that. So don't get me wrong, this feedback is good. This feedback is good. It's already changed for us, but it will most likely be useful for other filament manufacturer. Again, if they target people that have this issue. So I had an old spool of inline where the filament was taped to the inside of the spool. Polymaker is great at listening to consumer and adjusting to making better products. Yeah, and that's the reason why I'm watching this video, right? So we are looking for constructive feedback.
Because filament manufacturers don't actually print with their filament.
Yeah, that's completely wrong. And not only for Polymaker. I mean, I know a lot of filament manufacturers. There's a lot of them here in China, and we all enjoy our own filament. It's a pity to say this when he doesn't have actual data. I mean, I don't know if he has talked with filament manufacturers and they told him that they don't use their own filament, or he may be a little bit angry by the fact that, the kink at the end, because yes, the filament used to have kinks at the end. So he's a little bit angry. So he's letting his anger to filament manufacturers. So, okay, I understand. It's a way of releasing a little bit his anger.
They don't see the pain. They test it out. They say, yes, it's printing great. And then they never actually go through the whole product life cycle to realize that the whole thing is fundamentally flawed and burns half of it away. Kind of a brilliant strategy, because when half of your spool is burned up on a print and then jams at the end, so it's ruined, you have to buy a whole nother spool to get the other half of your print done. So great business model that way. But here's the thing, for anybody who wants to actually solve this problem, every single spool of filament that exists has a couple holes on the outside. You shove the filament through there at the start of the spool, and then you start the wind, and it fills up, and then you snip off the center of the spool from the outside. That way it's tied off up here right at the start, and then you snip it off, it's clean, it's easy, and it spools free and runs through the run out sensor. Everybody is happy. Very simple piece of product design right there for everybody.
To be honest, I wouldn't use this way, right? I would use the way we're using. This way is similar to the way MakerBox spool are doing, and I can tell you is not very, very efficient. But again, it might depend on maybe some other process. So he may be doing this in-house because it makes sense for the whole process. For us, we prefer doing the way we are doing now. It solves the same problem, but it's more efficient for us.
Ah, man. Okay. The other thing, filament production is not a simple process. It's not a simple process. The people who set it up are very good at what they do.
Yes, I agree. Filament process is not an easy process. It's really, 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 really not an easy process to extrude, to produce 3D printing filament.
And they have to have skills, and it's not, oh yeah, anybody can do that. But it can be learned, and it is very controllable. And extrusion of filament is one of the oldest manufacturing processes, polymer manufacturing processes that exist. It might be older than injection molding. I'm not actually sure about that, but it is ridiculously easy compared to almost every other manufacturing process. You melt plastic, you shove it through a hot tube, you run it through a water channel and make sure that you don't dent it on the way down. And yet for some reason, quality doubles the cost of a spool of filament.
Well, for this one, to be honest, is maybe it's a lack of experience from his side. I think. I don't know. He used to sell filament. I don't know at what scale, but I would like him to sell filament at the scale we are selling and see if quality is not that big of an issue. Because yeah, I mean, if you sell 1 ton per month, okay, maybe you can compromise a little bit your quality, or maybe you think it's easy to do your quality. But if you sell at a completely different scale, I don't think quality should be underestimated as he's doing. I think he's talking about some of the brands that are much more expensive than you. Yeah, but then what's the point? You know, like what would be the point of talking about exceptions? He has to talk about generally, right? Like, because he's talking about generally filament manufacturers in general, all the mistake we are doing. So
even though quality is really just a decision to not ship blobs in the roll of filament, and it does not take a huge amount of human labor. There doesn't have to be.
It feels like he's living in the industry 5 or 10 years ago, maybe. Yeah, I feel like too. I feel like he's using ways of producing filament that we used to use before, and that, I don't know, his point of view is very, very different from mine. So I think we have different experience.
Be somebody there, maybe.
Quality should always be at the top. It's what brings customer back. Then I try. Yeah, quality. I mean, he's not saying quality is not important, right? He's saying it's very, very easy to produce high quality filament. That's what he's saying. And from my point of view, I don't think it's easy to create high quality filament.
Measuring every inch of the filament. All you need to do is buy a dimensional meter at the end of your extrusion line. And when you see a spike, you throw that spool out, you grind it back up, you run it back through the machine. It's not that big of a deal. And yet cheap filament can be found for $9 and it's only got 2 blobs of spool. Why, you can print dozens of benchies for that and only half of them will fail. But good quality filament costs $25 because who knows why? Both of them have a guy.
Again, this is the logic I don't understand. He explained himself why it costs $25. And now he's saying, for some reason, it costs $25. Who knows why? Then please go and watch your previous video, and then you will know why.
Staring at the filament.
Sounds like he's only used a couple of cheap brands. He says it's complicated and needs skills, but at the same time, super simple, so quality is easy to obtain. It's cheap polymaker marketing campaign. I think he is a bit lost. I think the logic has an issue. I do think there is an issue with the logic. There's a couple of, well, the only point that right now makes sense for me is the kink of the filament. So far, that's my take on the video, because the size of the spool. I mean, we're gonna summarize after.
Going by, watching the spool wind up, who removes it and takes it off. Both of them do or do not have the dimensional meter and just simply decide to ignore it. The idea that quality is measured by not shipping defects is ridiculous. And if you have so many defects to where not shipping those causes a big financial burden on you, you're just really bad at your.
I mean, can you imagine all the quality point that there is? You receive the raw materials. You have to check all the raw materials to see if it's within the quality standard. You receive additive. You have to check if the additive is within the quality standard. You receive color master batch, or you produce color master batch. You have to make sure they are within the quality standard. The machine will wears out, so you have to check every time if the machine is within the quality standard. Then you extrude the filament, right? You have to make sure that the water is at the right temperature. You have to make sure that all the heaters that are melting, all the melting chamber are at the right temperature. You have to make sure. Then you receive the spools. You have to make sure the spools are within the quality standards. Then you receive the boxes. You have to make sure the boxes are within the quality standard. Then all the boxes are printed on top. You have to make sure that the print on top are within the quality standard. Then there is all the stickers. All the stickers, the sticker raw materials needs to be within the quality standards. The print on the stickers needs to be within the quality standards. Then you have to dry all of them. Then you have to make sure that they all have the moisture within the quality standards. Then you have to check he was complaining about the colors. The colors needs to be within the quality standards. Then the diameter and then the roundness. The diameter needs to be within the quality standards. The roundness needs to be within the quality standards. I don't even talk about the stickers that is on the box and the stickers that is on the spools. Then there is the vacuum. The vacuum needs to be within the quality standards. The resealable bag that you will use for the vacuum needs to be within the quality standards. There's so many part of the process that you need to check the quality. And what he's saying is filament manufacturers, he doesn't understand why we make a whole bunch about quality. So, and I think I only scratched the surface about quality. I mean, maybe next time I can bring our quality manager on stream talking about quality. I believe our quality manager has more experience when it comes to quality control in filament, so he can talk more than me. But can you imagine a little bit, like the quality that you have to check for all of that to end up with just something that you will be happy with, right? The slightest change in the material will change the quality, miss the stickers. He complained about a list of quality issues like color consistency. Yeah, yeah, exactly. For example, colors, he complained about colors, but yeah, it is a quality thing, right? We have to control that. It's obvious. Okay, so let's continue.
Job and shouldn't be doing that, because that's absolutely ridiculous. You have so many defects to where not shipping those causes a big financial burden on you. You're just really bad at your job. And
you see how he's talking to us? I mean, that's so bad. He's basically telling we are so bad at our job. I don't think that's very nice.
you shouldn't be doing that,
I mean, his goal is not to be nice, right? But I don't know.
because that's absolutely ridiculous. Cardboard spools. Here's another problem with filament. To be fair with this one, this is not anybody's particular fault, because both
Yeah, Polytera PLA. At least he has used our spools. So all what he said seems to be also on our spools, because he is using polymic spools. I'm very happy to see our Polytera PLA here. I mean, in the middle of a video that is completely destroying us, but at least we are in the video.
sides of this argument are wrong. Cardboard uses particular fault, because both sides of this argument are wrong.
Okay, so people that are on plastic spools are wrong. People on the cardboard spool are wrong. We are all wrong. So what is the solution?
Cardboard uses way too much energy to create this spool.
Cardboard uses way too much energy to create the spool. Okay, to be fair, I don't have data. I guess he has. So maybe.
Sure, it's recyclable. It makes you feel better about yourself, but it is not a green solution.
I wish we would have data on that. I don't have. I mean, I have some data about our particular cardboard that we are using. And if we went for that, then it, of course, means that we believe it's a greener solution, more sustainable than the plastic. But from his data, it's not a greener solution. It's not a more sustainable solution.
Plastic is plastic. You don't want a lot of it around in the world. But to be fair, it's going to take quite a bit for a turtle to suck this up his nose. But here's the thing, though. There is
That's not very nice for the turtle, by the way.
no winning on this one. So I actually don't have a big gripe about it. It'd be great if spools could be made more fragile so that they could be ground up more easily and recycled. But whether it's cardboard or whether it's plastic is going to make very little difference, because this is so energy intensive and this is just not great because it's plastic. That being said,
well, I mean, is it more energy intensive to create cardboard than creating plastic from fossil fuel? Is it? Again, I don't have data on that, so I'm not too sure. It makes a difference where the materials come from, renewable or non-renewable. Yeah, exactly. Cardboard at least is sustainable. Whether it takes more energy or not, it is sustainable. Plastic is not, right? Once you don't have fossil fuel anymore, then it's gone. But the energy you can get green energy to make a sustainable product. So I don't know, but in any case, he is not one or the other. He has another solution.
spools could be improved. There's a number of design things that could be done around this to make them more user-friendly and to make them more circular, which is just a good thing to do. Now, the last thing, and this is personal to me, of design things great because it's plastic, make very little difference because this is so energy intensive and this is just not great because it's plastic. That being said, spools could be improved. There's a number of design things that could be done around this.
Yeah, but the spool could be improved. There is a number of things that can be, but then he stopped.
to make them more user-friendly and to make them more circular.
But that's what I'm interested in. What do you want us to change? I'm very happy to change. We have made so many changes on our spools according to customers' feedback. So what's your feedback?
Which is just a good thing to do. Now, the last thing.
And yeah, by the way, if you guys have some ideas, or not some ideas, but problem, I'm interested in problem. If you have problem with our spools, please let me know, and we will think about solution.
This is personal to me as an American United States citizen. Europeans, I don't know how you guys are going to deal with it, but this is the thing. Filament is a commodity. The fact that there is price pressure from Chinese manufacturers of filament inside of the United States is ridiculous. That is everybody whining about what should be a non-issue. They're not making cars, they're not making chips, they're not making complex manufactured items to where there was so much labor that the labor costs made the difference in it. Filament has no labor associated with it.
Filament has no labor. Filament has no labor. Okay. I guess he's talking about a fully automatic production where you have robots everywhere, kind of a Tesla manufacturer. But I mean, sorry, I just ate something. I mean, can you imagine who will invest in a fully automatic filament production line? I mean, fully automatic, like no labor. Who has that? Why he say there's no labor involved?
Chips. They're not making complex manufactured items to where there was so much labor that the labor costs made the difference in it. Filament has no labor associated with it.
Let me see. Let me check something. Here's the video. Here's a video of him winding his spool.
Every single spool of filament that exists has a couple holes on the outside. You shove the filament.
This is no labor?
Through there at the start of the spool.
This is no labor?
Spool. And
go make a robot that can do that.
And then you start the wind. And
that can put the filament on the hole and then wind and then snip the filament at the end.
It fills up.
That's not labor?
And then you snip off the center of the spool from the difference in it. Filament has no labor associated.
A little bit of a logic issue here, because he is showing him producing filament, and there is quite a labor intensive. I mean, you can say it lasts a few seconds to or maybe 1 minute to do this and make sure it start winding, and then, by the way, he's not even using neat winding, which has additional issue. But anyway, and then snip off the thing. That's labor, right? Can I have free filament to make you a winding robot? The plastic needs to be made and turned into pallets. He doesn't understand the full supply chain. I think the scale has limited his experience to, to what he has produced. But I think the scale is important also. Like no labor, I think it doesn't make sense to say that filament production has no labor
with it. And what effort it does is trivial. And you know what? They get paid $15 an hour over there too in a lot of places, especially if they're good at their job. So the idea that Chinese filament,
$15 an hour? How does that convert in yen? $15 times 6.5, 100 yen per hour? Okay, maybe in some places in China.
Is pushing U.S. manufacturers or competitive with U.S. manufacturers.
Who stacks the pallets? Who loads the truck? Who drives to the ports? Who loads? Maybe robots. You don't know, Mr. Rick. Maybe it's robots. Do that move during 12 hours at every 1 at 5 minutes. Pretty sure it's a job. So his solution, maybe robots. Maybe, yeah, robots.
Is ridiculous. That filament has to be shipped 12,000 miles. Much of that filament is created and shipped over there from North America and then shipped back as filament, and for some reason is still less expensive than American.
That is true. That is true. It's true that this is not the most green way. The fact that sometimes raw materials come from a country, goes to another country, and is being processed and goes back to the country. I mean, there is multiple products that are doing this, right? And it's true that this is a little bit strange sometimes.
Brands. That is a failure of American manufacturing at its finest. The idea that it is even
this is what? Sorry?
For some reason is still less expensive than American brands. That is a failure of American manufacturing.
Really? Is that a failure for American manufacturers? I mean, there's a lot of things that are produced in America that are more expensive than things that are produced in China, right? But that's a choice. That's how it is. Or like, does that mean it's a failure? If a US manufacturer produce a product and sell it more expensive than a product that is produced outside of the US, does that mean that manufacturer is a failure? $15 an hour is minimum in the US. Almost no one in the US will work for $15 an hour, and if they are paid that, then they will do a shift job. Don't be expecting 18, 20 per hour minimum. The US could manufacture cheaper, but then there's less profit. Okay. Evening, Major Gamer Geek. Thank you for being awesome.
At its finest, the idea that it is even a concern that an international entity is competing with the creation of filament within a country is ridiculous, guys. We have to do better than this because it is not hard to do, and it can only be attributable to laziness or incompetence.
I don't want to be a US manufacturer watching this video. You guys are what?
Not hard to do, and it can only be attributable to laziness or incompetence that for some.
So, do you guys know a US manufacturer? I think Printed Solid is manufactured. So Printbusters. You guys are lazy and incompetent. I don't think that's very nice for US manufacturer. I mean, who do we have in the US? There is what? Turner Plastic, Green Gate, Printed Solid, Printbusters, all of these manufacture. I mean, I wouldn't characterize them as lazy and incompetent, to be honest. I don't think it has to do with laziness and incompetence, and that's a very big statement, I think. I'm so tired to sending our wheat overseas just to get croissant book from France. Instead of US bakers, yeah, more made in US bread. I think he get high at Printbusters and fall in the Pacific. He just want to insult everyone.
For some reason, there's Chinese challenge to create cheap filament. And even worse, if they're able to make cheap filament that's actually good or better than what is made inside the States. That is ridiculous. And it really, really needs.
I mean, I don't think, at the end of the day, it's about skill as well, right? Like, if you make good or bad filament, it's about skills. I don't think it's about your nationality. I don't think being Chinese make you better at making filament, or being American make you better at making filament. I don't think that has to do with where you are on making good or bad filament. it has no. Yeah, I don't think so.
Better than what is made inside the States. That is ridiculous. And it really, really needs to stop, and is incredibly frustrating when we see it. Made in America, the Made in America sticker, it is an excuse to charge more rather than an act of patriotism to purchase Made in America. You guys are using that brand, that identity, to squeeze out an extra dollar out of the consumer when it is not deserved and it is not earned in many, many cases.
So, okay, so that's an interesting topic. Is that wrong to value your product more if they are made in the US and you are selling in the US? Is this wrong? And why? Why would it be wrong that consumer values made in the US more and they pay a little bit more? And then, you know, I don't know, maybe to you know, to make the local business working better and being more successful, hiring more people. Is that wrong for a company in the US to value their product more because they are made locally? That's a federal offense. What's a federal offense? You can buy Made in America stickers from China. I think he had 4 minutes of content and he had to pad the video to make a 10-minute video. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I also think it's not wrong. I mean, it's about the market. It's about the market. Like I come from an island, and we also produce locally on the island. Well, it's not a good example because what we produce, even with an extra margin, is still cheaper than what we import. So that's not a good example. But yeah, I don't think it's wrong for local company to be more expensive than non-local. I don't know. American talks about buying American, but they actually buy based on price. Fake label, all new US custom, awesome. Canada crush, knockoff, great fun. Okay, almost finished.
That is ridiculous. And it purchase Made in America. You guys are using that brand, that identity, to squeeze out an extra dollar out of the consumer when it is not deserved and it is not earned in many, many cases.
Yeah, okay. I think I disagree with this.
That is ridiculous. And it really is frustrating because it's
yes, Major Gaming Gift.
It's just really frustrating. They have every disadvantage and they are beating United States manufacturers of filament. To all you guys who are doing a good job and are trying to get better and trying to move the industry forward and create better products, I commend you. But the vast majority of people making filament are really bad at it.
And there's no way he can build a good relationship and work together towards a brighter future by by talking like this, right? How can we work together if he spent every single minute of the video saying how bad we are?
And trying to move the industry forward and create better products, I commend you. But the vast majority of people making filament are really bad at it and need to get better. So hopefully this video ticks y'all off enough to go get better, because this is just ridiculous. All you down in the comments, let us know what you think. Let us know other.
So hopefully, after I destroy you, I hope I make you motivated to go and do better. I mean, okay. So I guess that's kind of the end, right?
Other areas that could be improved, and hopefully we can help improve this supply chain because it is very stagnant and the problems that exist with it are very easy to fix, and they're just not getting fixed because there's no incentive to do so. Have a great day, everybody.
You're so bad. Be better. Have a great day. Anyway, if we summarize what we got, like as a filament manufacturer, what can I improve? If we summarize, number one, He spent 1 minute talking about the filament is widely overpriced. I can redirect him to his own video that is explaining why the filament is like this. Okay, number 2, the impact of filament cost on the 3D printing industry. The conclusion is there's no conclusion, I think, on this one, if I remember well.
Already producing a commodity, and there is not enough brand power out there for filament.
Yeah, so this part is also there is no output we can take. Inconsistency in filament color. Okay, that's the point. So we have, if we have to record what we need to take from this 12-minute video, we are very bad at consistent color. Okay, fair enough. We can improve that. I mean, we're already doing our best, but we can go back and see if there is, more we can do. Spool size and efficiency. I think this part is useless. No data, nothing. Why would we do 3 or 4? Market has already chosen. I don't think there is anything we can change. Addressing end ties in the filament spool. Yeah, this is good, but we already changed that, so there's nothing to do here. Quality control in filament production. So he say we are doing too much quality control. I say we need to keep that quality control. So I think here it's a little bit of a lack of experience. So I will just pass on this. Cardboard DS plastic spool. He finished the video by saying there is some improvement that can be done, but I won't tell you. So not very useful here. The only thing he says is we need to make the plastic spool more fragile so that he can break it down, but we are not making plastic spool anymore, so it's not useful for us. Price pressure from Chinese manufacturer. He's complaining that the price is overpriced, but there is some pressure from Chinese manufacturers. So does that mean we are overpriced, but at the same time we drive the product down, the price down? I don't know, but there is no take from this because we are a Chinese manufacturer. And he finished by made in America. Brand is misused. So we are not made in America, so nothing useful. So at the end of the day, the only useful thing I have is consistent color. So we will try to work on our colors. I don't know how inconsistent we are. I do believe we are not bad batch to batch in compared to the market average, but it's not enough for him. So I do believe that more print farm would have a similar concern. So I think that's a good point. I think that's a point that we need to work on. So at the end of the day, it's a pity because out of all of that, the only thing I have is consistent color plus, the fact that we are bad at what we're doing. But yeah, let me know if there is anything I missed from the video, but I think that's more or less the improvement we can do on our side. Make it more fragile so it falls apart while in use, yes. Loyal cut his finger on the edge of the cardboard spool, so maybe make them more dull. Really? Of our cardboard spool? Okay. Yeah, we'll have to look at it. Maybe it depends on the spool. Maybe some spool are sharper than other. Okay, I will have a look at that. On the inside, okay. Yeah, I will have to look at this. Okay, I will look at this. The inside circle. Okay, got it. So I think that that concludes our how do I call that, self-destruction. But anyway, I think the video could have been, I wish he make actually, I think there is one more video. I think he made, there you go. Maybe we can watch the first part of this one very quickly. I'm so angry about people being angry. Yeah, we shouldn't do that, right? Because if anger brings anger, then it's never stopping. So we shouldn't do that. And he may be angry, but we shouldn't react with anger. We should react with, listening. Why is he angry? And then we listen. We disagree. We agree. That doesn't matter. But we should never answer anger with anger. Because then if they answer with more anger, then you answer with more anger. And then where are we going with this? Third World War? So yeah, we should be open mind. Whatever is said, we are the worst manufacturer in the world. We don't know what we're doing. We are so bad at what we're doing. Doesn't matter. We have to take everything with a very open mind.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this third iteration of the Slant3D pod.
And we end up destroying Konoha village. Yeah, you see? Exactly, Santiago. Exactly.
Cast for
vengeance, vengeance, and vengeance, and vengeance. Okay, exactly like Naruto. Naruto is a great anime to learn about this. I'm happy you have this reference, Santiago.
For lack of a better name. Today, we're going to go over some of the 3D printing news like we normally do, and we're going to add in a couple of news segments. And that first news segment is, what are we up to? We're going to try to update folks about like some of the stuff that we're doing at Slant3D, because we don't want to continually do videos about like new product releases and that.
Well, Peslis, I don't even have a mic.
Kind of stuff. So we're just going to kind of talk about it and fill you guys in over here on a lot of these things. So this one is actually something that we've been considering for a bit. Should we make filament? We've made filament before. I should say we've sold filament. Should we sell filament? That would be more accurate.
So they used to sell filament, so they do have experience.
Slant3D, we do mass production 3D printing. We have very large print farms. And historically, we have made filament for a lot of the stuff that we do. The reason we do that is because the raw materials for filament are very low cost. The raw beads for like injection molding are what go into 3D printer filament. But when those raw beads, which cost a few dollars, are turned into filament, they suddenly become worth dozens of dollars. And even though we buy large quantities from many different suppliers, quality control has always been a problem. Consistency of supply has always been a problem. And of course, cost is a problem because our fundamental kind of operating goal is to be reliably competitive with injection molding, because that's the direction that it's all going. And it's
this I disagree. Why would a printer farm try to compete with injection molding? He say that's where everything goes. But I think that's wrong. You shouldn't. If you start a printing farm, you should definitely not go head to head with injection molding. It's completely different market. It's the needs are completely different. The skills are different. The capability are different. So why should we go head to head with injection molding? There's inventory management, overhead, retail margin, transportation, overhead, etc. Yes. Like, did you hear what he just said?
Cost is a problem because our fundamental kind of operating goal is to be reliably competitive with injection molding, because that's the direct.
You see, the goal they want is to be competitive with injection molding. How can he do that? By the way, I really like the spinning head, the flying spinning head. That's so cool.
Direction that it's all going. And it's a very clear issue with the industry is the fact that 3D printed parts are expensive because the raw materials are really quite expensive.
I think I disagree with his view on the market. 3D printing parts are expensive because the raw materials are expensive. No, I don't think so. I think it's not about that. I think it's just expensive. If you compare, if he's saying it's expensive compared to injection molding, then he's not comparing to the right. He's not comparing to the right. He's not comparing apple to apple. I guess that's what I want to say. If he's comparing to injection molding and he wants his print farm to produce parts as cheap as injection molding, then I think he will never reach his objective. I mean, what's your view on this? Do you think they should compete with injection molding, or do you think it's totally different? He takes his unique personal experience and say it applies for the interior industry. The head is more interesting. Yeah, I really like the spinning head. I really like it. Oh, is it midnight already? Yeah, we almost finished. I mean, this video, we just watched the first part because the rest is the news. Yeah, Little John, I agree. I think it's different. He shouldn't go head-to-head with injection molding. It's completely different.
Compared to injection molding. So we've made our own filament. And recently, we released a video explaining why filament costs as much as it does. And that video got a lot more attention than we thought it was going to, which was kind of odd. We didn't really call that when we put it out there. We thought it was kind of interesting information, but we didn't realize that it would be that interesting. The video got many thousands of views.
Yeah, I don't want this type of comment, Mark H. We shouldn't do that. I don't want that in the chat. I think, everyone is entitled to their point of view, and we should respect that. And whether they put it in one way or the other way, whether they have a certain tone of saying is, I think we need to stay open-minded. So let's not do that.
I think it passed 10,000 or so, which for a small channel like ours is actually quite a few, especially within the 3D printing world and a video that is that specific. But based on that play, it seemed like this is a pain that other people sort of felt.
Injection have super low cycle time, but molds are costly. If you only do a couple of similar parts with injection molding, the cost is huge. So molding can compete with 3D printing on that point. The opposite of what he say. Yeah, I think they tackle different market, right? Like, and I think I guess it's highly related to customization and volume, I guess. Like if you have very, very high volume, low customization, injection molding, you cannot compete. 3D printing cannot compete with injection molding. If you go low in volume, high customization, then I think 3D printing, I think injection molding cannot compete with 3D printing. So I think they are at a different place on the chart. Molding has high NRE. Low part price. 3D printing has low NRE, high part price. Yeah, I don't know what NRE means, but yeah, I guess so. And 3D printing has practical limits on capacity. Yeah.
So we looked at it a little bit more. We stopped selling filament because, quite frankly, it's hard. It's a tough business to be into because the community is really tough to work with. 3D printing nerds are very persnickety and really tough to support well in a way that you want to if you're making a good product.
Well, he has to be careful, especially if he wants to go and sell filament again. You have to respect your market, right? You cannot, yeah, you have to respect your market, right? If the market asks something, you have to go for it. Going against market is a gamble that very few company wants to take, right? If the market is hard, the market is not hard. There's nothing hard about the market. Market has requirements, and you just do it, and you find ways to do it. I don't think there's anything hard about it. What is hard is if you don't want to listen to the market and you want to take your own decision, then it's hard because you are going to compete with, you are going to go head to head with the market, and you will want to educate the market because you want to educate your own decision to the market. Then it becomes hard. But if you work with, or let's say together with the market, then it shouldn't be hard, in my opinion.
It's really tough to work with. 3D printing nerds are very persnickety. And
by the way, I don't know what pneumatic means. Like, what does that mean, that 3D printing nerd are pneumatic? You know the mushroom that you were printing, there's another version. You can modify the mushroom, make a completely new bottom. He's saying quality control is hard after all. It's hard, so persnickety. It's difficult, so they are difficult basically. Okay, they're picky, hard to please. Okay. It's hard to educate the market. It takes time for the market to move. People only have so much time to absorb information. Yeah, market education is very hard, and we have experience with that, right? We released Polysmooth, Polysupport, Polycast, what else? Copier with the warp-free technology. What else? Yeah, I think the Polisher, all of these products required market education, and it's extremely hard. Even right now, we still struggle a lot with these products because it requires market education.
And really tough to support well in a way that you want to if you're making a good product. And when we're focused on creating good quality results for our clients who are using us for mass production, we don't want to distract ourselves with creating other products. That being said, supplier problems for us have always been an issue. So we always knew that we were going to bring more filament production in-house. And we recently made some moves towards expanding that.
Thank you for being
to where we might have some excess capacity
again,
on our filament extrusion lines. So we were toying with the idea of should we create a filament brand for Slant3D? And the initial response was no, we shouldn't do this because there's not much we can contribute. 3D printer filament is a commodity. Everybody does it, everybody makes it, and there's no way to really differentiate yourself from anybody else. So we weren't interested in it. Except that we're not a filament company, and that makes it interesting. Here's why. So in any given company, you have to follow the rule of threes. And in fact, we'll link to the old the filament video before that so you can get the details on this. I'll try to skip over it. But basically, a company has to profit 30% off of whatever it is that they're making. In order
30% profit? Whew, that's a good business.
order to pay for administration and accountants and lawyers.
Oh yeah, but then that's not profit. If you pay for okay.
And staying in business and staying registered, that's just.
I think he's talking about margin, gross margin, I guess.
Administrative overhead that has to go into a product for a company to exist in order to be profitable and grow.
Yeah. I think so, Little John.
So if we are purchasing filament from a supplier, we have.
What I don't understand, if he used to sell and they stopped because it was hard to sell, what changed? Is that easier to sell now?
To pay 30% to them simply because they exist as a separate entity. We save that by bringing it in-house. We don't make a living by selling filament. So we don't have to sell filament with that 30% margin on top of the actual operational costs, which means that we can make
almost finished
filament and basically break even on it and actually recoup the investment from the savings that we get in the rest of our company. The fact that we get much more affordable raw materials for our main.
Yeah. So basically, it's a charity business.
Print farm business pays for allowing us to sell filament at cost, which is sort of interesting. The other component.
So, I mean, it's nice because it's charity, right? And it's nice to help the industry.
Of it is since we are making the filament for our use.
But I don't think a charity business is durable, to be honest.
We are basically a chef that eats their own cooking. And very few filament manufacturers actually eat their own cooking. They make filament all day long because they were making something like that prior to it, 3D printing coming along. But they're not involved with it and they don't know the irritations that the product can create. For example, like a catch at the end of a spool. You have a filament run out sensor, a ridiculous problem that shouldn't exist, and yet it still does because the manufacturers are not the end users. So those are two areas that we thought we could really contribute something to this, to where we could basically sell the most affordable filament out there, which is a big deal to us because it allows the college kid in a dorm room or the school or the other print farms to have ready and low cost access to materials. And it allows...
So I mean, the project is nice, right? The project to open a charity company to sell filament at cost, to allow more people to get into 3D printing, the idea is nice, right? Yeah, I mean, it's nothing much to say here.
The mass production of 3D printed parts to be more accessible. And since we're not selling printer ink like everybody else is doing, we can recoup our investment in other areas and make a profit in other places, and give everybody else the benefit. So it's a net good for the community because it's very affordable material. And since we have to make it ourselves for our own use, it keeps us honest. So we make good quality material. So not cheap filament that you can get for $15 or something like that, but good quality filament that you might actually be able to get a hold of for $10.
Okay, $10 per kg filament. That's a no-brainer. A high quality $10 per kg filament, I believe in stock and a decent amount of colors, is a no-brainer.
And that's really interesting to us. But
I don't understand why it's interesting to them, except the charity part, but that's a good part, right? A lot of people want, it's interesting for them to be good, right?
I need to get your guys' feedback on it. So I think that's why that's on here.
And I don't understand why he's asking community feedback. Who would say no? Who in the world would say, no. I don't want a $10 per kg high quality filament that is in stock and coming in a decent amount of colors. No, I don't want. Please don't do that. That's a very bad idea. Please don't help education and schools. Please don't help more makers to get into 3D printing. Well, he said $10 per kg, but he didn't say it's gonna come in 1 kg. Maybe, most likely not in 1 kg, because he said it's not a good idea. So,
what do you guys think? Should we start producing some filament? And what would you want to see? Would you want it to be PLA or PETG? I think we'd have to be very limited about it. We're very careful when we release this kind of stuff to have a very simple, pure, well-trodden kind of minimum viable product there. So what would you be looking for? And what are the problems that you've had with filament? We're considering it right now. We don't know if we're going to run with it, but it's a really interesting idea. So we want to see if it's something that we should do. So please, literally, let us know down in the comments. And I know we ask that in every video, but seriously, we need this feedback. Would you guys be interested in another source of filament that was good quality and super cheap?
I mean, what kind of question is that? Please let us know in the comment. What would you like? A high quality filament, a cheap high quality filament? Please let us know. I mean, okay, it's a question, but is that really a question that needs to be answered? Do we really need a survey in order to know if people want higher quality filament for cheaper? If he's making his own filament, hope he gets the spool issue right. Yeah, I mean, if he makes his own filament, he will definitely respect all what he said. Right?
That sounds like a no.
10 euro per kg is reality for good quality filament. Go on AliExpress, search.
No-brainer, and yet at the same time, I don't know what other people are thinking about that kind of stuff. But that's kind of where our thought process is right now. So we thought we might as well bring you all in and let us.
Another person not involved in the community.
Know what you think about it, because it'd be really interesting. And yeah, we do have some capacity coming through to where it's possible.
Well, I hope he has a lot of capacity, because if he's coming with a $10 per kg PLA high quality, then he better have a huge factory to produce enough stock, right? And he just say he has some capacity coming. I think we are one of the largest manufacturers in the world of 3D printing filament. I think we are. And so I know what it takes to get that, that capacity. So I hope he has good investors.
quite frankly, for me, a side thing of it is the fact that I think a lot of filament manufacturers just need some dust shook off of them.
I wasn't expecting that I would be shook up in that video as well. I think the other video is good enough. Don't worry, Slant3D. I think it was already good enough in the other video.
So the fact that we're able to do it very efficiently, because we have to, because we need it for the core part of the business, it helps to accelerate people to find better ways of doing it.
And that's true. If he's coming with a $10 per kg PLA and he's supplying all the demand, we will definitely have to find a way to make it cheaper. And we'll have to either we'll just go bankrupt and then we'll just finish the business and blah, blah. But it will definitely shake the industry, and we'll have to find. So this is 100% true. If he's looking to shake the industry, that's the best way to do that. Release a $10 high quality PLA, enough capacity for the demand, good amount of colors, then yes, he is going to disrupt the industry for sure, 100%.
Put a robot arm at the end of the extrusion line so you don't have as much labor into it. Be a little bit
but I don't think he has a robot hand at the end of his extrusion line, so I'm not too sure
part
why.
of the business. It helps to accelerate people to find better ways of doing it. Put a robot arm at the end of the extrusion line so you don't have as much labor into it. Be a little bit competitive, because filament has commoditized out to like this $25 per spool cost, and it shouldn't be. It should cost nothing to make 3D printer filament. It is a commodity. But filament manufacturers aren't messing with materials. They're not improving colors. They're not improving quality over large scale. I mean, most of them don't even have colorimeters at the end of it all. And I think this is something that we could push on to kind of force some people to get better, to justify either the premium quality statement. We have.
Okay. So that was, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't get as much feedback as it would have been useful to. I do have, the color consistency, which I think is very important. So we'll find some ways for that. For the other parts, I think I was a little bit lost on the logic. I do feel the anger a little bit. I do feel the frustration that he has. It's a pity that he hasn't found a good solution yet. I'm happy he's producing in-house so that, at least he can produce what he thinks is good. I'm obviously very looking forward to his filament, $10 per kg filament, high quality filament. So obviously I will be monitoring that, because that would definitely affect our market. I have my personal opinion on whether that's possible or not, but anything is possible with some innovation and some thinking. And disruption exists in every industry, and we are not protected. Every industry, no industry is protected from disruption that comes from somewhere. So we shouldn't underestimate anything. We should obviously, estimate the risk, right? Is Slant3D a risk of disruption of our industry? We have our own way of how do you say factory? How do you say that? Leveling? No, like risk management, basically. Blah blah blah. But anyway, I thought it was a good stream. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. So I guess we'll do our giveaway. Thanks again, everyone, for joining today's live stream. I'm sorry we didn't have as much action point that I thought we would have. We only have color consistency and try to be better. But except from that, I think we haven't got as much as I thought we would have. We can even bring him on stream as well. maybe maybe giving a little bit more explanation on some parts, for example, how to improve the spools, or maybe his own experience in the print farm. That could be interesting for us to have product. But maybe if he's going to produce his own spool, then he may or may not want to share too much with another filament manufacturers. So yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so let's do our giveaway. We have 84 viewers, 85 entries. So I think everyone is in. For the colors, I'm not sure how they are made, but would CMYK value be possible? I think it's hard. Or you would have to have CMY K1, K2, I think, black and white. Anyway, so let's draw in 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. And thank you for being awesome, everyone. Ding! Let's draw, and the winner of today's live stream is Think Live. I think I saw Think Live message just a bit. Yeah, there you go. Congratulations, Think Live, on winning spools of your choice. You are from Twitch. Bang contact in the chat. Reach out to me, and then I will send you specific link to claim your spool. So congratulations again, Think Live. And let's draw maybe one more winner, just to compensate for a little bit some of the maybe attacked we had on our filament manufacturer capability. So Nervous Pajama, oh no, Nervous Pajama I think went to sleep. Oh no, I'm sorry, Nervous Pajama, I don't think you are here anymore. Yeah, I'm giving away my $10 filament. So I guess we're gonna have to draw again, because I believe Nervous Pajama went to sleep. So let's draw someone else, and we're gonna draw in 3, 2, 1, and draw again. Is the row with the king at the end? I'm going to give away one with the king and one without. So the new winner is Builder's Mark. Builder's Mark, congratulations. Do you want the spool or do you want to redraw? If you want the spools, you can just let me know. Congratulations, Builder's Mark. Can our moderator win? Yeah, actually we have no rules for that. So let's draw one more, because Builder's Mark is also a moderator. So I will send him a spool because he won. But let me draw one more. We draw. It's so easy to click. So let's draw and let's draw and let's draw. And the new winner is congratulations, Builder's Mark, and congratulations, Just Mecca. Just Mecca, our last winner of today's live stream. Are you here? Just Mecca, are you here? Are you with us? Just Mecca, congratulations to you. Yes, you are. Congratulations. Bank contact in the chat. Reach out to me, and I will send you a link for your spool of your choice. Can we do a YouTube raid today, or there is still nobody on YouTube? Let me go and check. YouTube. Oh, nobody's streaming. I wish one day we can raid on YouTube, but unfortunately that is not possible. Okay, let's go and check out Zombie then. Let's go and check out zombies and raid zombies. There you go. Yeah, thanks again, everyone, for joining today's stream. If you have any feedback about how we could improve filament, how we could improve our products, whether it's the accessories of the filament itself, new products that you have ideas, always feel free to go on our Discord. We have new ideas channels where you can record all the new ideas, and we are also very open to listen to any feedback. I'm pretty active on the Discord as well. So yeah, make sure to share all your feedback. And if you have any nice video, you can also share on our Discord, and then we will check it on stream as well. So thanks again, everyone, and then I will see you next week. Have a very good one.